Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another crazy episode of Gaming After Dark. I'm your host, Mr. Boom Boom Kaboom. It's Noof Nukem in the room. Welcome, one and all. This is going to be a dynamite show. Unless you've been living under a rock, many of you already know that this will be my final. I don't even like the word say final because it's not really going to be final, but it's certainly going to be my last podcast as a host for the foreseeable future. We don't know what the timeline looks like, but hey, we'll get to that point when we get there. Amazing chat already. Some great super chats coming in. We'll get to them in just a minute. But hey, let's introduce the panel that basically doesn't even need introducing. Welcoming back my good buddy, my good pal, the man who brings the comment back to sense. Titan Drago is in the house.
What's up, everyone? This is it, man. It's the legendary last show with all the GAD classics here. And oh my God, and we just lost one of them.
Yeah, we'll be back.
But this is it, man. This is the show. You know, it's crazy just seeing all of us together. You know, it makes you really reminisce over the time we've had together. You know what I mean?
Indeed. And speaking of the panel member that just hopped out, I'm sure she'll be back. She was saying she was having some technical issues, but I suspect her back momentarily. The one and only Primal is here, so give her a big round of applause, you know, at least in your own brains, while we wait for her to get back up and in the podcast. They may not be able to stay that long, but at least we have them here. And, well, obviously, the other man who needs very little introduction, is he here? Where
he needs no introduction.
Oh, my God.
So you're just gonna stand there and just be silent,
Titan Drago. Let me tell you something, Noof Nukem. Your last show in a while. Thank the fucking Lord. I'm so happy. My plan has worked. I was like the Emperor from Star Wars, from episode 1, from episode 2, from episode 3. I was the Phantom Menace the entire time. I was the one who got you driven out of this goddamn business. I've been plotting from day one, and I can't believe it finally worked. Let me tell you something. Anyways, it's great to be here tonight, but I got to tell you something else. Hey, I don't know if he's in the chat, but I know he's going to be listening to it a little bit later. Mike Mullet, happy holidays. And we all know what we're talking about. Let me tell you something. Noof Nukem, even though you're not Jewish, you have something in common with these people. Let me tell you something with this holiday. Every time you go to your hot woman, you always get passed over. Oh, hey, let me tell you. Titan, you're not off the hook, scumbag. Let me tell you something. I know that you plan on doing your own show, and honest to God, let me just tell you from the bottom of my heart, I wish you nothing but failure. And I'll tell you why. And because I'm wishing nothing but failure, trust me, with the way you are and your complete lack of skill, I'll tell you right now, I don't need no fucking genie to make this wish come true. You're just going to do it on your own. You're going to fuck up on your own, and I'm going to be right there laughing, waiting for you. I can't wait for it. But anyways.
All right.
It's always good to have that support.
Yeah, we got some questions.
You got the support. You're not going to get much support from me. But anyways, and let me tell you something else. The only support you're going to get is the crutch after I break your fucking legs. Anyways, enough of that bullshit. Primal Eve, I don't know where the fuck she ran off to, but I'm sure she's going to be back. Okay?
Hey, Mag, you know what, man? You know what?
Mag's not here. What's up?
This is for you, man.
Strip?
This one right here.
You got to be fucking kidding me.
What?
You rock. Cancel that.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a fucking shirt. That's a great shirt. Anyways, let me tell you something. Primal, wherever the hell she is. Noof, I know you were asking, say you wanted if she's going to get a cleavage shot tonight. Noof, last time I saw you, you had enough cleavage for the whole panel. All right? You better lose some weight. I don't know what's going on over there. Anyways, chat, this is going to be a good night. This is a good time. It's going to be a good show. I just wanted to say, Noof, honest to God, I wish you all the best of luck. Titan, I wish you all the best of failure. And Princess Zelda is with me 100%
Don't
on
go
this.
anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Tony, because since we got you here, obviously early, we're going to have some questions for you as usual. So don't go anywhere. But let me just catch up with the chat real quick because we got so many super chats, so many amazing people, and I'm going to do my damnedest to give everybody their typical shout out as you normally get on a GAD episode. Risk it for the biscuit. First guy in the house tonight. What's going on, brother? Donkey Dog is always here to support, and thanks, Dog, for everything, my brother. And let's get down to the super chats here real quick. We got Drawn TJ. It was a guest on the show last week. He came in hot and heavy, $5 in the super chat. I'll let Titan read him out if Titan would like to do the honors. He drops $5.
I didn't know Titan can read.
I can't read nothing that ain't there right now. I don't see the $5 one. There it is. Hi, Noof. Hi, Mag, and everyone else. This is going to be a fire show. Make it count, guys.
Fuck you, Drawn TJ. We don't have to make it count. We already made it count.
Speaking of counting, Edition again, he comes back with another super chat for $2. Drawn TJ once again. There you go.
Everyone, show your support for Noof.
Hey, and seeing that Titan Drago's a teacher, Titan, can you add 5 plus 2? What does that equal?
7.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good for a teacher. Pretty good. Very impressed.
I'm on my game right now.
Yep. He paid attention during grade 2 anyway.
Only one in. Ask me at the end of the show.
we will. We'll see. Drinking those suds there. Doggy Dog comes in with $1.99.
We love you, Noob. Thanks for everything. Thank you, Doggy. We appreciate you, brother.
All right. And here she is, the lady that has been a long time since she's been on this podcast. The one and the only, guys. You know her. The original GAD queen. There she is. Primal.
Snail Trail?
Oh, my God.
That's going back, way back. Yep. Thanks, Noob, for that one.
Oh, boy. Yes, there you go. The female version of Noof Nukem, as many people have coined her. Yes, a lady who can throw down with the best of them. Welcome, Primal. How you been? What you been up to? And you got anything to say to that fine, dapper gentleman up there in the hat who's always running his mouth?
Oh my goodness.
What? What are you gonna say?
No, I'm not showing any cleavage.
Well, she obviously missed what I said. Let me tell you something.
No, I
Primal
must
just
have
dropped.
fixed my headset. What'd you say?
Oh, what I said Noof already asked for some cleavage shot from you tonight, and I said the last time I saw Noof Nukem in the flesh, he had enough cleavage for the whole panel.
Yeah, that sounds right. But no, things have just been, I'm just keeping busy all day, every day. I'm so behind in gaming right now, but I am playing some Tiny Tina and Chrono Cross for right now. But other than that, life is just, it's just fucking sucks. I'm just making it through.
Mag, why are you timing everybody out? What?
I don't know what's going on there, but for some reason, a Toolman 55, I have literally not touched the fucking keyboard, and I timed him out for 300 seconds for some reason. Oh, by the way, you're playing Tiny Tina? That sounds like what happens in the Titan Drago's pants. It's called Tiny Titan.
Oh, man, at least something's going on.
But I can bring the thunder.
Yeah, no, nothing hasn't changed or anything. I'm still falling asleep with my hand on my pants. I'm just so fucking tired. That's all I do. It's just work.
Guys, there you go. Somebody's got to help this girl out. Go send her a nice video or something, okay?
I already got plenty of those. I already have fucking like my fall catalog stocked up.
Yeah. If you forgot about the humble beginnings of Primal, what was it? Primal used to? Didn't you? What was it? Was it edit porn or something at some point in time?
Yeah, no. Back in the day, I actually used to help build porn websites, and I would be the one who would categorize and filter your porn, make sure they go in the right spots. One of the biggest sites that I used to help out was X Hamster. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Go right ahead.
But sure, fuck it.
Anything goes on this show.
But yeah, no,
I've
seen so much shit that I am so desensitized by anything sexual, like anything weird. I'm just like, whatever. I already saw it. So there's nothing that'll shock me.
Conrad, you better watch your mouth. I'll have fucking Maggie time you out too.
What the fuck happened there? Have I been hacked or something?
Who knows? A lot of weird shit been going on lately. We got a super chat coming in from El Ray Bear. I think that's pronounced right. If I pronounce your name wrong, I do apologize. Go ahead, Titan, read that one out.
Thanks to all the GAD crew for the laugh. Snoop, you shall be missed.
No, you won't. Carry on. Next.
All right. Scrolling down the line, we got a super sticker coming in from our good friend of the show, the one, the only K Mega 405. Well, there's nothing there, just a super sticker. All right, thanks, K Mega. Appreciate that, my brother. Yes, Mr. Mike Mullet himself, Mike Mullet in the chat. What's going on? Princess Zelda here. Two of my oldest and dearest friends in the podcasting game. We got Stinkin' Corpse and Jago. Yeah, there's a couple of names here, right?
I know I've been gone way too long, that's for sure. There's Jago. Aw, I miss you guys. Friend,
Dizzy Delta with the disgusting Toronto Maple Leaf logo, but I'll forgive you for that one, Dizzy. Old Mag's probably up there rolling his eyes somewhere at me. Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy Louie's here. Hey, Joe. Hey, look who's here.
Holy shit! I haven't said the name in so long. You better get ready for it, buddy. Joe Dunmore is here in the house. I am
right.
so happy to say that name again. You know, once in a while, I just want to scream that name while I'm driving down the highway or something, you know?
Just roll on your window, let her go.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm definitely gonna clip that and just press a button every time.
Oh, dude, we'll just record it anytime.
yeah.
Anybody got any questions for me before I go? I'm roasting like a fucking meatloaf in this outfit.
Primal, I don't know. You must have a really good question for this Tony Baloney up here. I mean, first of all, look at his name, Tony Baloney, right? I mean, that's a pretty promiscuous name in itself, isn't it? So maybe you got a question about his origins or maybe his favorite sexual positions or something. What do you think, Primal?
Oh shit, I'm rusty as fuck. Okay.
There's WD-40 for that.
There is WD-40.
God
or
damn
just
it,
a little
Noof!
spit. Either or works. Hey, you gotta use what you gotta use. I don't know. I don't know what I do.
I'll answer a question for you.
Do you leave
My
the
favorite
socks on or off?
Socks off. Socks off. What am I? A primate?
Well, I don't know.
Ridiculous. Socks on. I like them to be smooth. The only problem with that is that I get no traction, so I like to stand up. But then when you're having sex and you're standing up and you got your socks on, you're sliding back and forth. It looks like you're doing the fucking moonwalk. It's kind of ridiculous.
I can kind of see it. You look like a trouser sock kind of guy. So I'm just wondering.
Oh, in case you're wondering something else, my favorite sexual position is slumped over after the roofies kick in.
Hey, we got a question coming in from your old buddy here, Axel1324. What's up, Axel? You want to read that one there, Titan?
Yeah, he goes, hey, Tony, how many eggs hidden up your ass did you find this Easter?
Oh, well, let me tell you something, asshole 1324 Gaming. I have no fucking
He's still counting them, man. They're still coming out.
Fucking cracked. I cracked. No pun intended.
He does not have the final count yet.
Tool man, I'm apologizing for something I didn't do, but for some reason I timed you out. I looked down and it said that I timed you out. I'm so sorry about that.
Well, welcome back. We'll try our best not to time anybody out here. Emmanuel A1, long time to see. Hey, the one, the only Spider-Man 356. Glad to see you back, brother. Sorry about last week's show. I know he left on bad terms with us last week, but I hope he understands. And it's good to see him back here because I was hoping he'd show up because Spider-Man 356 has been one of my longest and best supporters, and he's also Canadian. Apparently, he lives here in Alberta. I haven't even met the guy yet, but maybe someday we'll make it happen. John 907 is hanging out with us.
I knew something was wrong with him.
All right. Oh, here you go. Primal, you might want to ask Tony this question.
Christ.
This is the one that gets him all the time.
Not to start the show. Oh, God. No, come on.
I'm pretty sure Primal knows what that is. Yeah.
Felching? Can
even
somebody
hear the fucking word.
explain this to me?
Just go for it. Just go for it and watch him puke.
I don't know. Is this something someone needs to educate me?
I thought you were part of X Hamster. Don't you know what felching is?
You have to read that question 5 times over.
Okay, let me tell you something.
I gotta look this up real quick.
No, you don't. Don't look it up.
No, it's
don't
too
do
late.
it.
My finger's already moving.
Don't do it.
Well,
oh boy.
No, I didn't see it yet. All right, what is this?
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, no. That's not the O you want.
Oh.
Is that fucking horrible?
Oh, we missed that laugh.
That's a no.
Yeah, isn't it the most disgusting thing? Like I
Holy
almost
shit.
threw up live on the air once during the show.
I've seen it before. I just don't. I've never heard it actually have its own name. I've never felched anybody before.
Oh, God,
I'm not going out felching. Like
I'm gonna time myself out.
Today?
Oh,
No,
man.
I didn't, and I'm never going to.
Yeah, I'm timing myself out. I'm gonna fucking throw up.
We gotta have a keyword, and every time something happens, we all gotta yell.
Unbelievable. Yeah. That's the key word to make me get off the damn show.
Titan, you got a question for Mr. Tony? I know the man is up there dying in a heat wave there, and he wants to get off.
Wow, it's not a heat wave. It's just hot in this fucking outfit.
He's felching.
Yeah.
What's in the pipe? What's in the
so
pipe?
hot he's felching.
Is it a little bit gooey in the pipe?
Yes, Titan. You got anything to ask me, scumbag?
All right, there, Tony. Tony, I'm just curious. Looking at your screen and whatnot. Like, how come you're powered by SteamYard, man?
That's because the cheap scumbag who runs the show didn't want to pay for premium. That's why.
That is true. I've rolled back. I'm on the timed out edition.
He's on a budget.
Anyways, Tony Baloney's going to sign off for the night, and then the mag is going to come back on the show. But you know what, Noof? One last thing I want to say to you.
Yes, brother.
I'm glad you're going to be timed out for about a good solid 6 months to a year. So anyways, I'll catch you soon, and I'll be there to insult the fuck out of you when you decide to return. Goodbye, Noof Nukem. Good luck, and go to hell.
Well, I hope you just heard that because I just shit into the microphone again. All right. Well, here we are. Yes, the entire crew. Tony Baloney, thanks for making that impromptu appearance. Again, everybody in the chat, Kylo, Milo, Crazy Louie, Toolman, Spider-Man, John 9S7, Emmanuel A1, Axel 1324, the one and only Doggy Dog, Princess Zelda, Sir X-Man is here. What's going on, brother? We got Timothy Dixon, one of my longest supporters. Good to see you as well. The one and only, the amazing assassin, Lupa is here. Pong Soul, the man who is just about everywhere. What's happening, brother Pong? Good to see you. Jesse Darby's in the house. What is going on? Gone Mad is here as well. We've got Joe Dunmore, Mike Mullis, Original Next Level Gaming Podcast. Yes, HTK been hanging out with the one and only Dreadpool, good friend of the show. What's happening, brother? Good to see you here. Iceman LMH, what's happening, brother Ice? Good to see you here as well. And the list goes on. Crazy, crazy crew. Primal, apparently, they've certainly missed you. So you said you've been playing some Tiny Tina's.
Yeah, holy shit. Sorry, I'm just amazed at like all these names I haven't seen in forever. Yeah, I did start Tiny Tina. I don't have a solid opinion on it yet because I'm not too far in. I got maybe about 20 hours in. It's fun.
It's fun. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's fun.
I've heard. What's our friend Cool Cat Terry? She's been kind of roasting it a bit from Good Morning Xbox. Says like the humor is just not there. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. It's on my to-do list.
My audio again. Hang on. It's my mic. It's
Toolman 55. Gone man. What's going on, brother? Good to see everybody. Yeah, no, it's all good. And don't worry about the little chirp in the background. We can handle that stuff. We're just glad that you're here, Primal. It means the world to us.
I'm trying so hard. Well, between the beep and my, I don't know what's going on with my headset. I don't know if it just needs to get cleaned or whatever.
You sound fine. It's like I said, there's that mild hiss, but like I can barely hear it. It's fine. It's all good. Don't worry. Like, hey, like I said, you're here. Oh, look at that scumbag. Look at that right there. Like, what's going on, Mag?
Good evening, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good evening.
Hi, Primal. How are you? Everything nice?
Hi.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah,
no, just some asshole came in.
Just did a minor striptease and you took off.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, you guys ruined me with that shit. I'm gonna use it at work.
She's just beside herself. That she'll be thinking about that all night now.
Mm-hmm.
Monster 530. What?
I was just gonna say it's literally the most horrifying. I don't know who the hell came up with that. Who thought it was a good idea? I don't
understand, like what? Like they could have done like sipping. Would sipping sound more appropriate than that? Than felch.
Yeah, felching just what's the I think of that guy? What movie was it? His name was Freddie Felcher. Which movie was that? You guys know the one, right?
Hang on.
Freddie Felcher. What fucking movie was that?
Is it Fletcher or Felcher?
No, it's Felcher.
No, there was one called Felcher. Freddie Felcher, they call him, and that's probably where the joke came from, I'm sure.
I hope not.
Oh my God! Look at Jago.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm laughing at right now. Sounds great.
Shit. Yeah. See, we're going to be half an hour into this show before we even get to anything.
I know it's going to pass my bedtime here soon.
No doubt.
Well, you know what's funny? I just looked up Freddie Felcher, and there's actually a Facebook profile.
Oh my God!
It just says profiles Facebook, and there's actually a dude named Freddie Felcher. Can you imagine? Like, wouldn't you change your fucking name?
Oh man, like McLovin. Oh shit. Oh, great crowd in the house tonight. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. We got another super chat coming in from our good friend Nano Polymath. He's in here with an €8.99. Go ahead, Titan. Read that one up, my brother.
Nano says, "Damn, Noof was a great host, a funny podcaster, and most importantly, friend of the community. Arnie's not back for a while, but he's not dead." And that's exactly what you wanted to kind of get across this week, isn't it?
Amen to that. Yes, and Arnold will make his usual appearance later in the show, as well as Cletus and Safehouse Sam. I don't know how long, like I said, we have the Magger Primal for, but we'll get those. Oh, pardon me, a little gas.
Wow,
over here.
doof.
Yeah, actually, you know what? If you want, I might as well just bounce out now before we get deep into subjects I know absolutely nothing about.
Well, let me ask you this, because the first subject is about sequels. Like, there's been a lot of commotion in the community the last couple of days about sequels that look like DLC. So my bottom line is to you guys in the chat. We'll start with you, Primal. What do you feel makes a great sequel to a game? And can you list at least 2 or 3 of the best sequels you've ever played? Games
Holy
that
shit.
magnify the stuff. I can think of sequels very, very easy, to be honest with you. But in your mind, what makes a great sequel? What do you look forward to? That's the first topic of the night. And we'll start with you.
A sequel, a good working sequel is something that follows the same exact formula as the first game, just slight enhancement, not too much, not too little. Throughout all the games I have played, I can honestly not say that there really was a huge like, okay, Halo 2 doesn't count because it's Halo. You can't throw that shit away. Like it's gonna be good regardless. But like Gears 2, yeah, I'll throw it over to Gears 2. See, now I'm contradicting myself. But even then, like whenever you go into a sequel, there's stuff that you're gonna bitch about. There's all these little things like, well, why can't I pick up this item like I used to? And actually, that's kind of how Tiny Tina has been with me lately. I know it's not a true sequel. It is more like DLC, if anything. It has to be a full, complete game with a complete story that may lead either into a third game or actually have a solid ending.
Right.
For it to be a good sequel for me. And no, see.
Yeah, Tiny Tina is more like a spin-off, right?
Yeah, if anything, it's more like the really big DLC, like huge DLC. Right. It doesn't really feel like if you're a Borderlands fan, you don't really have to play the game to really know the whole Borderlands lore and story. It's just like an extra side thing. As far as other sequels, I really can't think of any. So
Gears 2 is one of your top sequels, then?
Yeah, I'll give it to Gears 2. It was actually probably one of my favorite all-time shooters. is definitely Gears 2. That's my jam.
Yeah, you still play Gears much now? I don't see you on there a lot.
I tried one time with some friends that all right, I'm sorry if any of you are listening to this, but playing with you guys just reminded me of why I stopped playing with you guys.
What, the ultra serious nature of it all?
Yeah, they're not really competitive players, but I kind of I feel like I'm almost retired from Gears. Of course, I am going to play any other Gears games coming out, but as far as dedicating, over 72 hours plus a week straight, I can't do that anymore. I'm going to pass the torch down to all the other shooters. And also, I think because my kid beat me in a one-on-one, that really hurt. That kind of hurt bad. It really did. I'm like, no more Gears for you. Bloop.
You're grounded.
Yes. But yes, other than that, real quick, I just want to say, Noof, I wish you the best of luck in any other future projects that you plan on doing. And the moment you come back to the podcasting world, you know who to hit up, and I might actually answer. I know I'm an asshole. I'm horrible with messages. If any of you guys send me a message, I promise you I'll try and reach you within the next year. It's really bad.
Honestly, the way things have been going with the community and stuff, it makes me worry when I don't hear back from people in a certain amount of time, because we've seen a lot of people in the community that got sick in the last couple of years. We've seen people that actually passed away in the community. A couple people even at one point we had on this show. Remember?
Man.
What's his name?
That was fucking rough, man.
Oh, jeez, why can't I think of his name off the top of my head?
I'm drawing a blank too, and he was on the show 6 weeks before.
Ooh.
Yeah,
he's fucking dead.
He died several months after being on the show, and I'm trying to think of his name off. It'll come to me later, but
yeah, me too.
Yeah, maybe
That's
somebody in the
horrible.
chat remembers who it was. Fuck.
Mojo Blues.
Mojo Blues.
No, are you serious? Oh
Yeah,
my god,
Mojo
it must have been when I was on my hiatus. Oh my god, my heart just broke.
It was in the fall.
Yeah, he passed
Holy
away. He went into
shit.
the hospital and passed away. And we saw, and one of the
Oh, my
guys,
heart.
remember Xbox Addict, how awesome he was in the community. I still remember him because that guy had the craziest, most dedicated Xbox collection I think I've ever seen. And when he passed, it was like, man, it was sad. Even the Xbox, the brass had to stand up for that guy. It's just been one after another. People losing their family and their friends and different things. And of course, COVID kept us all away from everybody, for fuck's sake. So, You know, I lost a few people near and dear to me, and you know, and I still can't believe some of them are gone. Like I lost my old boss, my mentor, last January. You know, he's in his 60s, but I didn't even know he was ill or anything. He just died of a heart attack. You know, so like I said, life is short, man. Make the most of it while you can.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's crazy what shit goes on. Hey, the one, the only, the man who brings the peace, love, life into the chat. Dragonheart Yobi, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. Sir X-Man, good to see you hanging out with us as well. Yeah, this has just been crazy. Hey, we got AP Cool J, Casket
What's up,
Repair.
Dragonheart Yobi? What's up?
But yeah,
Yeah,
I'll try to keep in touch with everybody. I'll try to be more active. I won't do that one ditch I did where I went on a date and then you guys never heard from me again after all.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we got worried about you there. You just dropped. We were like, man, did she like a date? Did something happen to Primal? Like, no, there wasn't. Like, had a great time. Nothing. It was just she had a date and she was gone. I was like, what the fuck? Must have been
It was either a really good or a really bad date.
Right? Let's just say I'm still single and not wanting to mingle.
It wasn't one of those where he left you not walking for days kind of thing, eh?
Wow.
No, absolutely not. That did not happen. But yeah, I'm about to head out. Noof, thank you so much for all these years of laughs and a couple tears every once in a while and everything else for bringing me into the Xbox community, actually the gaming community as a whole. You've definitely got me out and I got to meet a lot of awesome people and experience a lot of moments. So thank you so much, Noof.
Well, just remember that you are really awesome. People love you here.
I know.
They would like to hear and see more of you if and time permits. And, you know, and I've said this a billion times. I said, you were not cut from the same cloth. You were different from day one. That's why we got along. Jago was the one I think that, told me about you. And it was lights out. It was just like,
and then you slid into my DMs and
and that was it. There was a chemistry from the get-go, and just like I said, there's a lot of females out there. Very few of them ever actually get into the podcasting game. The few that do, like I said, some are great, some are not so hot. And I don't mean that from a visual perspective. I mean just like some are just not that good, like not everybody's cut out to be a great podcaster, whether they think so or not. Like that's just the way it is. It's like not everybody's cut out to be a doctor, not everybody's cut out to be a pro basketball player, a hockey player, and the same thing for podcasting. Some guys can sit in front of a mic and talk shit all day. That's great, but some people do it well, and some people don't. I
just know what to do with my mouth. That's what it comes down to.
And with that, you made Mag sit back in his chair. He's about ready to get a cold drink. And Mag is like, "Where was this lady all those times I was on this podcast?"
My wife's listening to the show, Noob. Shut the fuck up, man.
Hey, my wife listens too. I haven't got the slap yet. I haven't got the fork boy slap of death. But anyway, Primal, it's great to have you here. Thanks for taking this time out of your night to be a part of this amazing show.
Yeah, absolutely. And nice talking to you guys. It was nice seeing a lot of you there in the chat too. It's awesome. I'll try and be more active. If you guys want, I'm sorry, I have to plug myself. If you guys want,
really,
you can follow me on Twitter at Primal League. I used to post quite a bit, but now I just kind of pop a squat and poop out a meme here and there and then kind of leave it for you guys to enjoy. You can also follow me on Xbox and PlayStation, also as Primal Eve. So I wish everyone a very good night. Keep it in the pants.
Yes.
Cool.
If you're in this chat tonight and you're not following Primal yet on Twitter, at least, please do so. Again, Primal, what's your thing? Primal_Eve, correct?
Only on PlayStation. On Twitter and on Xbox, there is a space in between.
There you go.
Split.
There's a split in between. So go follow Primal Eve. She's almost at 1,000 followers. She deserves the love. And like I said, maybe we'll convince her to come back to podcasting full time at some point when her life finds some balance.
That'd be great. One day.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for being here, Primal.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Primal, a pleasure to hear your voice again.
It was a pleasure to hear yours. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Woo! There you go. That's how you start a show, people. Everybody still hanging around yet? All right.
Everybody's still here.
Yes, the three ugly fuckers are now left. Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's catch up. Caitlin is in the house. What's going on, sister Caitlin? Good to see you here. Born Distracted, Dark Zone 2525. Siki, what's happening? Good to see everybody here tonight. Draven Narrow is hanging out with us. Draven Narrow, what's up, brother? Good to see you here as well. Brother Mav, Mr. Fun Speculation himself, is in the chat. Good to see Mav here. Welcome to the show. So we saw Pong Soul earlier. Dragonheart Yobi is here. Dreadpool, Silent Cypher. J Rock is in the house. Yes, back from the dead. Monster 530, Doggy Dog. And the list goes on. Yes, good to see everybody here. It means a lot to me for certain. So let's talk about, again, the sequels, guys. What makes a great sequel to you guys, and what are some of the best sequels you can ever recall playing? Let's go with you on this one, Meg.
Oh, fuck yeah. First of all, Primal has pretty much said it about what sequels do. I mean, what you're trying to do is you're trying to mimic the success of the first one, but make it better and be able to push it forward, that you can turn it into a franchise. You know what I mean? Because like you can have like one great game or movie, whatever, right? And then you can have a second one, but the second one is more, believe it or not, the second one is more important than the first. And the reason, and a lot of people don't think that. A lot of people think the first one's more important. I'm like, no, it's not. The second one is the bigger one, because that's the one that can actually push it into the stratosphere and turn it into a franchise. And that's where the key is. The key is in the second one. For example, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The first 1977 Star Wars sucked, in my opinion. Right. I thought it was fucking boring. Nothing happens. Luke goes over here. He's over here. He fucking blows up the Death Star. That's it. That's the whole fucking movie. But where was the real sequel? Where was the real bread and butter of Star Wars? Empire Strikes Back. And Empire Strikes Back basically set up the next like 7 movies or whatever, right? Or whatever, however many movies it was. 6 movies. Yeah, no, 7 movies from there, right? So that's what did it. Now turn that back into video games, okay?
Yeah.
You look at games like, and what they did is that those Uncharted, the first Uncharted was it was okay. I don't know if anybody, paid attention, whatever, but just recently I had a lot of people come to me and they asked me, they said, Mag, see if, because they know that I platinum every PlayStation game that I get, right? So they're like, so I can't remember, there was a bunch of people, they were like, let's see you platinum all 5 Uncharted games from scratch. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. So what I did is I erased everything and I platinumed all 5 of them. I did the Legacy of Thieves edition, which is 4 and Lost Legacy, and I did the first 3, right? Anyways, the point is, the very first Uncharted is like okay. I give it like a 7 out of 10. But where was the best Uncharted? And everybody not everybody, but a lot of people do believe that the best Uncharted is the second one. The second one is when they cranked it up to fucking 11. And it was just a barn burner. Anybody remember the opening scene of that game with the train hanging off the cliff, and you're climbing up the rungs of like of like inside the train as the train's falling off the cliff? There's nothing more magnificent than that game, the start of that game, that just set the tone for like the series or whatever else, right? So Uncharted 2. Other ones that were big for me. Halo 2, great one. I thought it was there you go, Dark Zone. Terminator 2, the movie, unbelievable. The first one, 6 out of 10. The second one, 10 out of 10. Anyways, back to gaming. Halo 2, I thought it was better than Halo 1. Another one that a lot of people don't realize is a sequel, Red Dead Redemption. Okay, Red Dead Redemption is a sequel to Red Dead Revolver, if anybody remembers that game.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
so Red Dead Revolver was the first one. The second one is Red Dead Redemption. That game is a fucking light years beyond that first one. Borderlands 2, another master class in game design over the first Borderlands. Basically what I'm trying to say is that a lot of these games, they set up a concept like with the first one, right? And then the second one is when they really either shit the bed or it really takes off, right? And another great one, Assassin's Creed 2, the one that remember the first one was in like Jerusalem or whatever the hell it was. Right. Who the fuck put Anthem 2.0, by the way?
Cyber Gunner,
you cunt. Assassin's Creed 2. The Assassin's Creed 1 was in like Jerusalem or whatever the hell it was. And then the second one was in Italy. My God, the leap from, no pun intended, the leap between 1 and 2 is just extraordinary. Arkham City.
Yeah.
Batman. And then the other one I was going to say, the last one I was going to say before I pass it off to Titan, otherwise I'll be here all fucking night. Tomb Raider 2, Sir X-Man. I saw what you said in the chat. It was funny because actually that was my first pick too. Tomb Raider 2 from back in the 90s. You had the first one, which was like, again, okay. I give it like a 6 out of 10. Then the second one came out where you really started globetrotting. All of a sudden you were traversing inside like an opera house in Venice and all this crazy shit. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And that's where you like take it to the next level. So those are great sequels to me. Like I said, I can go all fucking night, but I'm going to pass it off to Titan. Titan, go nuts, baby.
Oh, amazing. So, I mean, the first part of that question, to reiterate, Titan, is, I mean, what to you makes a great sequel? I mean, what is a sequel all about? Some people have different definitions. And the one thing about it, again, DLC is added content to an already existing game. That is what DLC has and always will be. It may bear a lot of resemblance to a game, even when a new game comes out. If it's not directly related by character or name, it is still it is an actual sequel. It may have a lot of similarities, but again, it's not part of the
We
original
could go
package.
rounds about that.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you take it over and you tell me what you feel that, you know, a real sequel is, and what are some of your favorite sequels.
I think what kind of makes DLC, I think a lot of people are not, you know, realizing the difference between a DLC and like a new game in and of itself. But I think maybe we'll hit on that topic next. But like you guys mentioned it, and like you guys said, you kind of put it your own way. I got my own little way of putting it, but it's essentially the same thing. Like sequels to me, they need to build on the original, right? They, like Max said, like the originals are the proof of concept, and when that original sells well, you have a working proof of concept. Now, with the sequel, you're supposed to take some of those earnings, you know, and put more manpower, more work into the sequel itself. And it's got to build on the original, but it can't overdo it. And a lot of sequels overdo it. Like so many, like how many sequels have you guys played that like it added so much to it that it doesn't even feel like the original game anymore, you know?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing they have to avoid. Like Fable 2 and Fable 3, those were great for me. And that's why I'm so hyped for the next Fable, as well as, you know, the entire like Elder Scrolls series. Each one building off the last. Now, all right, so I guess you could say, like, I guess you could make the point that like Skyrim went off a little bit off course from Oblivion and Morrowind, but they still had that same, you know, you run, you jump, you get that XP and you get better, you get faster, you jump higher, etc. Right? But I feel like they took away a little like creative freedom in Skyrim. I felt like, because in the previous two Elder Scrolls, I made myself into a god. Nothing could kill me. I could move myself anywhere on the map. Like I remember there was one time I walked into a boss fight. He struck me with lightning and killed himself because I had so much reflective damage, right? And that was fun for me, just walking around like a fucking god, you know? Like you couldn't be stopped. I could just stand there, find the biggest, strongest guy in the map and just stand there for a half hour. I'd come back and I'd still be alive. And that's what I loved about that, and that's what I hope to see more of. Because I think Skyrim, they kind of went more like crafting with like the armor and whatnot, and I didn't care for that as much, but it was still a fantastic game. They brought in the dragons and stuff, and so that for me, like the dragons and what do they call it? The not the spell, but the way you cast the spell. I forgot what the shouts. I think it was called the dragon shouts.
Yeah.
That was a really cool thing they added. I liked that.
By the way, can I just send a quick shout out to Casket Repair in the chat? You almost made me piss my pants. We were talking about sequels, and what does he say? Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh no, not that film.
If anybody remembers that movie, breakdancing in front of the big trucks as they're trying to destroy the community center.
Well, you know, it's going to be a dynamite fire show on the one, the only, the man who brings the boom each and every week. Yes, the one only, Mr. Boomstick XL, one of the hardest working content creators on the planet, and also a good friend of the show. And like I said, it's only fitting to have him dropping by tonight because Boomstick has probably had me on probably the most guest appearances that I've made since I've been in this game. Typically on Breakfast with Boom, sometimes on Primetime Gaming, but I've definitely made a fair share of guest appearances on his programs, and we've been honored to have him here at least 3 or 4 times on Gaming After Dark. It's hard to keep him here because it's late in his neck of the woods, but Boom, welcome.
Hey man, what's going on, Titan? Man,
he's got a whisper. He can't wake up the house. Look at it. Look at it. All the lights are out.
Boom is sleeping, so I gotta keep the voice low. But listen, I wanted to pop by because obviously this is the last show. Like I said, I think you've done an amazing thing with this community. You've really put yourself out there. It's a shame it is coming to an end, but at the end of the day, you are still going to make guest appearances. You're still going to find a way to on other people's shows. And I would imagine at some point you're going to get the itch to want to maybe, take some time off to recharge the batteries and then come back and maybe, try something different, come at it from a different angle or something. But listen, it's great to be here. I heard the Fable talk. Well, listen, Fable is going to be a big game. And I think what we're going to get is, and I think what I'm hoping to see happen is something very similar that we saw with the team that was only known for Killzone, right? They delivered an incredible new IP in Horizon. Again, did it have its shortcomings? Sure. Was it a perfect game? No, but it was probably one of my favorite new IPs for Sony. The second one is good. I haven't been back to it since they've patched it. It was packed with bugs, which is very, very unlike Sony to release a game like that. So what I'm hoping for is to see Playground Games deliver on a genre that they've never dip their toe into. And I think there's a good chance we could get something incredibly special. That's why there's no rush to get this game out. Everyone's like, oh, but they've been working on it for 4 years. You know what? It's okay because most great Sony games take 5 to 6 years. And that's a fact. So why should we rush Playground Games to get out a Fable game that might potentially launch a year before it should, and then we're talking about, they can't deliver on the single player story driven type of game. So I'm okay to wait.
So Boom, we were talking about basically sequels and some of the top, like what to you is a great sequel. What makes a great sequel? What do you look forward to mostly, and what are perhaps 2, if not 3, of the top sequel games that you can recall from any genre of gaming? Games that you went like, wow, this was really how you do it.
Resident Evil 2 comes to mind. Resident Evil 2 98 is a triumph in a way that to this day, it is still in my top 5 games of all time. From Resident 1, where you were in this very confined space in the mansion, and it was a very, very static setting. You had of course there was a whole underneath laboratory, but for the most part it was going from room to room and staircases. And what they did with Resident Evil 2 was give you a wider city view of what, and I still think it is a masterpiece. Again, for me, Resident Evil 98 was my number 1. That was recently replaced with Resident 2 Remake in 2019, but 98 still falls in at number 2. It's one of my favorite franchises, one of my favorite games of all time. That's how you do a sequel, for sure. I think another great sequel that no one's going to mention, Street Fighter 4 is an amazing sequel because you got to remember, Street Fighter Third Strike was 2D, and Street Fighter 4 wasn't their first foray, because there was a very weird offset 3D game for Street Fighter that didn't take off very well. But Street Fighter 4 really set the pace 5 wasn't. I mean, 5 is great now. It wasn't good when it launched, but that 4, I think Street Fighter 4 is a very solid sequel. I'm trying to think of what else I would put out there.
Come on, Boom. I listed it. It's up there. You know which one. It opens with a train falling off a cliff.
Don't listen to him. What I want to know is
Uncharted 2, man.
You know what? I do have to say that, Mag is onto something, because if I look back at the PlayStation 3 era, if I would I have a very stout top 5 in the PlayStation 3 era, but the number 1 without a doubt is Uncharted 2. The fact that, I mean, if you remember all the way back then, right? When that game first came out and you saw Nathan Drake leaving his footprints in the snow.
Yes.
It was just
right.
I mean, because Uncharted 1 is not a good game. I've gone back and I've played the trilogy, the HD, collection, and it's not that great of a game. It's a good game and it's a great foundation, but Uncharted 2 was so leaps and bounds better than the original. Still my favorite PlayStation 3 game of all time.
But, that's a great point, because you say, let's just say the Uncharted franchise didn't exist, right, as we know it. Let's just say the first Uncharted game came out now. With the way things are in the gaming industry, would it even gotten a sequel today?
Yeah, see,
no, it
right?
would have never.
Because we saw a lot
sequel.
of games during the 360 PS3 generation get sequels to basically, like you said, average games, good games, but not amazing games. But they got sequels, and some of them span 3 and 4 sequels. And then, of course, you get this generation. It's now, if you don't have either a bona fide magnified seller, or you don't have a Metacritic hit, in your high 9s or at least mid 8s or higher, it's almost like everything's up in the air.
No, Days Gone didn't get a sequel and it sold like hotcakes.
Right?
Goddamn travesty.
It's absolutely crazy. How
it must not have made everyone cry like the mag.
That's true.
Such a good game, man. It was emotionally charged. What a fantastic story. And you know what? I love the gameplay of it too, man. The gameplay loop in that game was incredible. Plus, I'm a zombie freak, right? I love that stuff. But
can I? I want to add one other one.
Go ahead.
I don't know if anyone added Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
What a triumph.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the reboot of the franchise was great, but my God, it is probably Crystal Dynamics' best work to date, which is why I don't want to kind of fly off the handle, go off subject, but if you've seen the way Square Enix has been talking about their Western studios, more so they don't like making Western games, and they don't want to make Japanese games like Western because they won't be as good. It all leads me to believe that Microsoft is going to purchase Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and potentially the Tomb Raider IP. I think that would, if anyone's from Microsoft is listening, you should do that. You should get the Tomb Raider IP, because you don't have your own your own Uncharted, and this is a way to buy that franchise right out from under anybody in the industry. But again, end of tangent.
Have you guys noticed a trend, though, with the games, that it always seems to be the second game? I've noticed a lot of trends right through the chat and from everybody on the panel. Everybody's been talking about the second game. And then by the third game, it seems to drop off. Very rarely am I hearing anybody say, well, game number 3 or game number 4 is always at 2. Now, is that because, again, the first game, just it's good enough, but, if you even look at the Sega Saturn era, if you look at Virtua Fighter, right? And then you look at Virtua Fighter 2. Virtua Fighter 2 trumped it in every single aspect, from characters to play control to the graphics, you know what I mean? That sort of stuff. So is it just because 2, it's easier to up the ante on the second game, but by the third game, you've already got sort of, when you've already sort of hit the plateau, or you've already sort of been to the top of the mountain, is it basically at that point, it just goes down?
Well, here's the thing, because State of Decay 2, was that really the blockbuster, sequel that we wanted? No. Was it decent? Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this. I think the third one's I'm going to call it right now. Like the third one, I think is going to dominate the entire
Well,
series
that's all.
by far.
That's more money based at that point, right? Because now you're dealing
Mhm.
with something where they're going to get the funding. They got Microsoft behind them fully this time, right? And then they're building it from scratch with Microsoft's R&D. But if you think about this, like I'm going to be pulling up another, Sony games again. But you look at Uncharted 4 is a return to form. Back to Uncharted 2. I think Uncharted 4
Three wasn't that good either.
3
to be
wasn't that
honest.
good, but number 4 I thought was
a
a masterpiece. It
Yeah.
was a big game. It was
Mhm.
whatever. And then look at another Sony franchise. Look at God of War. 1, 2, and 3 were great in their own right because they were on their thing. And then essentially, even though God of War 2018 is not, it's considered like a soft reboot or whatever, it's still a sequel. So, I mean, that's number 4. Well, actually, it's probably like number 7 in the series if you include all those Vita games and stuff, right? But it is what it is. But that's a sequel way down the road. And look what that did. It basically reimagined itself, right? It reinvented itself and was able to push forward. Very similar to like how Tomb Raider did that too. Because, I mean, you remember Tomb Raider? Guys, you guys remember this. Remember Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness? Was
terrible.
an absolute Exactly. It was a terrible game. And then they just disappeared for a number of years. And then they came back with 2013's Tomb Raider and just basically reinvented itself. Not reinvented the wheel, but reinvented itself in terms of the kind of like action adventure genre, whatever, with a small open world, that kind of thing. And then they just took off from there, right? And I was just like, wow, now look what they're doing, right? Now they're just blowing the doors off with that franchise. So, it depends. It's all depends on the quality and what they can do to bring something fresh, yet at the same time have enough, as they quote, member berries.
Well,
so you remember how the game used to be, right?
I think in today's gaming moving forward, unlike in past years where there was a massive difference sometimes between the tech that a game was built on and the tech that, say, sometimes the sequels are built on. I mean, if you obviously look at the Uncharted games, they learned a lot from the first game, right? To make an obviously bigger, better sequel that looked better, sounded better, had better facial textures. Like every part of that game was essentially a much better version than the first game, right? And the first game was definitely solid, but you definitely see what they did there, but now I think it really comes down to characters and story, because if you look at it now, and you look at the Tomb Raider game, for example, Shadow of the Tomb Raider was amazing in itself. It wasn't that far off of Rise. As a matter of fact, the tombs were actually the best in that game, in my personal opinion. And the graphics were even better. But again, it's negligible. At this point, like if you look at The Last of Us, see, that's the thing. Last of Us versus Last of Us 2, built on totally different hardware, right? So obviously the sequel gets a lot more notoriety because you obviously see how, the new one is built on a better version of an engine. It benefited from the extra power of the PS4 versus the PS3. You see, better draw distance, better textures, just everything looked a lot better. You're seeing better frame rates and stuff like that. So, technical stuff aside now, I think a great sequel's got to be defined by its story and by its characters. Because if you don't remember the bosses and you don't remember the key points of the story, you can't say it's gonna be memorable. That's the thing with the God of War game. It was memorable not only because it looked amazing and played amazing, but like you remember. I mean, obviously, what's his name? Like the bad guy. You remember, like when Thor showed up. Remember Fat Thor, and you remember the dragon, and you remember Balder, right? Balder was the main guy you kind of fought through the whole fucking thing, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, these are things I remember that game. And I remember some of the canoe trips. And I remember the first time you meet that gigantic world snake, right? How do you forget that? It's like, wow, you don't see that in the game every day. That's the kind of stuff that makes the sequel's bigger and better. Now, I don't know how they're going to top the first God of War. I'm sure the new one's going to be great, but I don't expect this new God of War Ragnarok to blow me away the same way that the first one did, simply for that fact alone. Is how do you already top what is considered to be one of the greatest games in the last 10 years, essentially?
Well, and that's what I wanted to talk about, because we got the Jaffe thing, and he says it looks like DLC, and he's absolutely right. It does look like DLC. And I guess that's what we got to kind of ask ourselves, like, what does make a DLC, right? What makes a game a standalone game? Because if you're using a lot of the same assets, a lot of games do that, right? But where's the line drawn? You know what I mean? Because I'll tell you this much, if if you jump in the boat the same
Mhm.
and you have the same characters, Mag's a fraud.
Wow, thanks. Anything else, Titan? You'd like to continue with that conversation or train of thought?
I mean, I'm
careful where you
I'm
tread,
just
sir.
sparking conversation right now. I'm sure the chat can go and take it from here.
Speaking of the chat, look who's in the chat. It's our good friend, the wise old gamer. What's going on, brother? Good to see you.
Hey.
And cranky old cerebral Paul in the house. What's going on, Paul? I knew I could hear that grunt and groan coming. Paul reminds me of Watto sometimes there, Mag. You got to do the impression there.
Yes. Republic credits. I need something more tangible out here. This is the Outer Rim.
Yeah. Cerebral Paul is the Watto of YouTube. Yes.
That's fucking great. Oh my god. Oh, this is good.
Actually, I should be bumping into Paul sometime in June, actually, because he's going to be in Niagara Falls for a convention. I'm going to be I'm going to see if I can nail down what date I'm going to be there, but I'm going to be there one of the days to meet up with him in person.
Nice.
So, yeah, and then Noof, probably you in July, right? If you're still coming.
Yeah. The boss is sending me back in July, baby, just around my birthday. So
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it behind the scenes. But yeah, I'll be. My wife and I will be there again. So Titan, you're not invited because they don't let you cross the border, scumbag.
Listen, gentlemen, I just wanted to pop in for a bit and just obviously say, Noof, you'll be getting plenty of invitations to join either Prime Time or of course, Breakfast at Boom. But I wanted to show my support, obviously to you and to the show and to Titan and Mag. And listen, we'll see you back here. You got the key to the back door, so you're always welcome to join whenever you're free. And we'll miss you, brother. But I think you're going to come back better.
My intention is I won't plan to make any appearance on any shows, at least for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And when I do
really
come
unplugged.
back, I've made it clear that when I come back, I want this topics to be substantial, something that I can sink my teeth into.
Yep.
Because I don't want to be hard, like the topics I got for tonight's show, like they're pretty insequential. Like you don't need Noof Nukem to talk about this stuff. But if Microsoft drops a bomber and somebody wants at least my old crusty ass in the way that I articulate, absolutely, I'll be up for a show, and I appreciate the invite. So drop them anytime, and we'll see what we can do. I never try to turn down a boomstick invite. So
well, listen, you gentlemen enjoy the rest of your show, and I will catch the rest of it in the morning.
Boom! I'll see you on Monday. Obviously, I'm back in town, as you can see.
Yes,
so I'll see you Monday night.
And Drago, we got to get you back on the show, brother. So
you don't.
Our schedules have not been synced.
No, that's okay.
That sucks. But,
all right, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks for joining us, buddy.
What a trade-off. We lost Primal Eve and Boomstick came in. How about that? Good stuff, guys. Chat's been rocking. Cybernox, the Don is here. It's going to be a special episode when my good friend the Don shows up in the chat. Supersonic Station hanging out with us. What's going on, Supersonic? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, man, the list goes on. Emmanuel, Tyrone, good to see you. The messages I've been getting through this chat tonight are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you all. Cerebral Paul, like I said, is here hanging out. Sir X-Man's hanging out with us as well. Jesse Darby, what just happened? Yes, what did just happen? FarQ is here as well.
I love that fucking name.
Caitlin, FarQ. Yeah. We need a Lord Farquaad. I love doing that. I like doing the impression of Lord Farquaad. Especially that whole the Muffin Man thing from the first movie. I keep dying. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, but the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. The Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the one who lives on Drury Lane, the Muffin Man. Alrighty, sorry for my poor impression there, but there we go. We're gonna bring in Arnold here in just a moment, but I forgot to mention some of my great sequels, some stuff that I definitely think about, and go right back to the Super Nintendo days. And this is one of the rare times that a third game in a franchise knocks the socks off. Ooh. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that was a game that was graphically better, designed better. It was superior to the second game, I think, in almost every single way possible. And it was a game that stands the test of time. It's one of those games that you can play right now from the 8-bit era and still have a damn good time. And trust me, I can't say that about a lot of 8-bit games that I've gone back and played in the last 10 years. I'm like, my God, these games are shit. Like, it's like, man, how do we even play them back then? We obviously because we had nothing else to play. But the honest to God truth is, yeah, you know what? They're hard because they're shit. They're really, if you look at old game design, it's pretty bad when you go back and play a lot of these games. It's like, man, like you need it, like the patience and audacity and whatever of I don't know what. Like, honest to God, I've been playing some of those old 8 and 16-bit games, and I'm like, man, I finished this when I was a kid. Now I'm like, I can't even get past the first level. I'm like, fuck this shit. You know, oh, I got 2 hits and 3 lives. Thank you very much. Right, one little mistake and you're dead. But anyway, Super Mario 3, Sonic 2 was another one. Sonic 3 was even better than 2 in most people's opinion, but people forget about that one, and I don't know why Sega never showed Sonic 3 the love. It never seems to get on any collections. We get Sonic and Knuckles. We get Sonic just about everything except for Sonic 3. I don't know what the deal is with that. But in all honesty, the latest games, you know, Boom said it, Rise of the Tomb Raider was superior and better than the first game, and I love it. One of my games of the generation. One time, another sequel to, in my opinion, was way better than its predecessors. Dead Rising 3.
Yes.
It may not have been, you know, anybody's game of the year, but my God, compared to 1 and 2, I love Dead Rising 3. Streets of Rage 2, yeah, Dark Zone brings it up. That was amazing on the Genesis compared to the first game. It played better, it looked better, it sounded better, it did everything better. It was a great game. Like I said, I could go on all night. There's so many great games out there.
There's so many. Like
Uncharted 2 is a pinnacle. That game was done so well compared to its first one. The third one was great. It just something about the third. It was, again, I think the third one suffered a little bit more from the copy and paste formula at that point. I think that was the difference, where other games stay a little bit clearer. But the third game was really, really solid too. It just didn't quite live up to the expectations. They came back, and also Batman Arkham City. But now, mind you, see, I liked Arkham Asylum better because I liked how it kept things linear. So me personally, while yes, I understand people do recommend Arkham City, I think actually Batman Arkham Knight is a better game because it's got better graphics and way better combat in Arkham Knight, except for those damn fucking racing segments. God damn.
That's why I go with Arkham City, man. There was no Batmobile bullshit.
Yeah, we wanted the Batmobile and they gave it to us, and then they basically forced it down our throats. Like, we're gonna make you drive this goddamn car, but not even on the streets, in a sewer pipe, going upside down and avoiding all these weird Riddler traps. It's like, oh, this sounds fantastic. Yes. Oh man. But yeah, there's so many great games out there, man. So Eternal Shaddai apparently did not like Dead Rising 3. What's up, Shaddai? Good to see you, man. Almost all of my Good Morning Xbox companions are in the chat tonight, minus Cool Cat Terry. I don't see her hanging out there, but that's okay. Curry Cosmos or Christina, how are you? Long time no see. Good to see you on the show. Glad to be here. All righty. So we are at the halfway point. I want to keep Mag too much longer. We will bring in Arnold for the Ask Arnold segment, and let's do it right now. Let's get some questions from the panel and from the chat. You guys go for it. This is the last one for a while, so make them count.
Arnold, if you if you made an avatar, if you had someone make an avatar or whatever, what would you like? Because Graphic God's making me one right now. I guess what would your like theme or how would you want him to portray you?
What I was going to say, if I was making an avatar of you, Titan Drago, would be just a giant mouth. No eyes, it'd be like a little hair top sticking out there, but mostly the big mouth and the microphone be like spit flying everywhere. Because every time I hear you speak, it's all I can picture. There's like spit flying out of your mouth all over the place. Now, for me, of course, it could be just a great big arm with a good old bicep in there, or maybe a gigantic boner. You know, maybe something like that for me. You know, because I want to represent power, integrity, and kick some ass. So I don't know, but I'm glad you're going to get a new avatar, because the one you got, well, it's great and all. It kind of looks like you're ready to suck off the microphone in the background there.
Oh, that's for sure. I got one. This is a great one from Toolman55. I got to read this one out. He said, "Hey Arnold, what are your thoughts on premature chat timeouts?"
Sometimes Toolman are totally warranted. Sometimes, honestly, you guys, you get the real idiots in here, and they should be timed out immediately. Sometimes they get to stay even 30 seconds too long. But most of the time, no, I don't agree with them. But obviously, somebody has fat trigger fingers, and they were letting them fly loose tonight, and if somebody had to take the brunt of it, and unfortunately, Toolman, it was you. And you're having to sit out there and wait to come back. But the good thing is, you're still here, because that's because you're awesome, and the show is, well, awesome most of the time. Original, it's fitting that 69 people are watching.
I just saw that too. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Hi, Mike. I got one here. Yeah, the mullet's here. Casco Repair asks, hey, Arnie, whose cheeks are better, T2 or Master Cheeks?
Oh my God, what is going on here? First, you guys want him to take off the helmet. He does it. Now he won't put the fucking thing back on. Now even his clothes is off. He's going around. What is it going? Are we going to see him on X Hamster next week? Is he going to be making pornos? You know, pulling shit out of his bag. He's taking off his clothes. He won't put the helmet on. It's like everybody's just looking at him. What the hell is going on? Why is it now in the video, the TV series of this game, are we seeing Master Chief? He's here with his clothes off. But now Cortana, she's got most of her clothes on. What the fuck is going on? She's got a suit on in the video games. If you look at it, there, she's like most of the time she's practically naked, and now she's got clothes on, and Master Chief is naked. I don't get it. All right, legendary cheeks. All right, yeah.
Chat's making me laugh tonight. I'm trying to like read questions and they're fucking making me piss. Tool Man, I'm gonna time you out for real this time, just cause. Oh, the wise old gamer. Hey Arnold, when you go to the sperm bank, do you go to make a deposit? You go to make a deposit or a withdrawal?
Well, normally when they go to the sperm bank, I'm there to deposit. But if I bring the wife, she's automatically made a withdrawal. My wife has swallowed more kids than a shipwreck in the middle of the ocean.
Oh,
okay?
God.
More people have gone down on my wife than on the Titanic. It's terrible, honestly. Yeah, she doesn't even smell like perfume anymore now. She smells like another man's dick.
No, God. Okay, all right. You're going to say something worse. Thank God.
All right. What else we got here? We got one coming in from Supersonic. Let's see what he says here.
Dear Arnold, I poked your girlfriend. I poked your girlfriend. Wow. Dear Arnold, I poked my girlfriend and she told me it felt like DLC. What should I do?
Well, this is Supersonic. Probably what you want to do is maybe take a couple of the little blue pills and pump it up. Okay, pump it up. Because honestly, that's the thing. Remember, DLC, great DLC, it's got to be like a sequel. It's got to be bigger. It's got to be better. It's got to be longer. It's got to be harder. You got to think smarter. That's what you got to do. So make sure you take the little blue pill and you give her a thrill. Go to town. Don't make it brown. Yes, give her all you got. Find the G-spot. She'll love you forever. Let's go. Do it.
Good thing my sex life doesn't have the same standards as DLC.
It's more of the same. That DLC was short. God damn it.
Wow.
It's always about the size. I didn't get where I am from being a pipsqueak. I was the biggest guy at the time. Yes, it's all about the size, baby.
Can't churn butter with a toothpick. Anyhow.
Hey, bacon ice cream's in here. What's going on?
No
and
way.
Bungie, what go on?
I got another one from
right,
Sir
last
X.
one?
I got one from Sir X-Man here. It says, hey, Arnold, if you're not going to be here anymore for Titan to take your pants off, who's going to take your pants off?
Wait, what?
Dave, man, I'm just reading it out.
Honestly, I don't ever remember Titan taking my pants off. Was I asleep or something? Did I miss the train? I don't know, but if anybody's going to take my pants off, it's either going to be somebody that I'm paying for, or it could be my donkey. Sometimes, I leave a little bit of crumbs on the bottom of my pants legs, and the donkeys might pull my pants off. There you go.
The secret is don't give them WD-40. Give them like WD, 10 or something. It slows them down a little bit.
Absolutely. Bacon ice cream. What's going on, man? Good to see you here. Yes, good indeed. Yes. All right. So I think that's about it. Let's move it along, shall we?
By the way, Titan, your green screen makes you look like a mentally challenged version of the Joker. Because your fucking hair is green. It's pissing me off. I can't stop staring at it.
Yeah, it looks like in the back. It looks like he's got green hair on the back of his head.
Yeah,
right,
it
kind of does.
pissing me off. It's like the Joker.
Cool.
Like the Joker doesn't know how to color his hair.
Yeah.
He's like,
what's the clown?
I only did the back of my head today.
The clown in Twisted Metal. Didn't he have a hair on fire or something?
Yeah.
It's green hair on fire. All right.
No, Mike Mullen, it's not the Joker, it's the jackass. That's the new villain. Alfred, it's the jackass. He's on the loose again.
Oh man.
Hey, you got a super chat, Noof.
Oh, what's going on here? Hang on a sec.
Audible fart.
Audible fart.
That's
I
right.
couldn't always catch live, but when I did, I would always just linger in the background. Thanks for everything, dude.
I
Tuesday
love
nights
it.
won't be the same.
Play on words. Linger in the background. Good one, Audible Fart. Good to see you here as well. Yes. Was Papa Woody here? Did I see him earlier? Or
Yeah,
no?
at the beginning of the show.
No doctor though tonight. What's going on? No doctor.
No,
here?
he's flying to LA as we speak.
Yeah.
So like literally when the show started, he was in the air flying to LA, so he wasn't able to listen, but he's gonna listen when he lands.
And the chef trouble, she in the chat or she just kind of listening?
She's probably listening or she went to bed, one of the two.
Okay, I'd probably go to bed too after the shenanigans we were up to. Yes, Chase Jones, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you here. Yes, Chase Jones, one of my longest friends on since I started this podcast stuff. Been playing COD, and we go back years, brother. Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. All right, let's get back into a couple more topics here. Obviously, let's see where we're at. The second topic of the night. Let me find it here. It was just about basically that video game movies are becoming a hot topic. I don't know if you guys heard the news, but it looks like Streets of Rage is going to get a movie now from the creators of John Wick. And Jason Momoa set to star in the Minecraft movie. Yeah. So my question for you guys is, what has been your favorite video game movie so far? And what franchise would you like to see it turned into a film? Go for it, anybody.
All right, I'm going to fucking jump on this. You know, the obvious answer would be like Sonic the Hedgehog because it's like the best quality movie,
right?
Out of all the video game movies. I mean, they've attempted. Like, remember, they even did that. I mean, there was the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raiders or whatever, right. But then there was that like the newer one with what's her name, like Vikander, whatever the fuck.
Vikander,
yeah. And they tried. You know what I mean? They tried to go for that like 2013 reboot kind of vibe, but it was really fucking boring. I haven't seen Uncharted yet, but it looks great. But I got to say, just from a sentimentality point of view, I got to say that the 1996 or 97, whatever year it came out, original Mortal Kombat is still the most ridiculous yet awesome fucking video game movie to ever release. It was just so insane. I know the effects are fucking awful. It's the 90s. The 90s was just trash. Basically, the whole decade was trash other than Jurassic Park and Nirvana. There was literally nothing good in the 90s. But, besides that, So, I mean, the movie was so much fucking fun. And you know the thing is, it's still fun now. Because if you go back and watch it, like you watch that abortion that came out, what was it, like a year and a half ago? The Mortal Kombat.
We're gonna fight.
The new Mortal Kombat?
The new Mortal Kombat was fucking garbage. That was like a Power Rangers episode.
That's actually my pick.
That says a whole lot about you, Ty. Yeah, go ahead, leave. That says a whole lot about you. Let me tell you something. The first 10 minutes of that movie, the new Mortal Kombat movie, was fucking fantastic. Where they showed the Scorpion's like his origin. And it shows like, he goes in, his family's murdered and Sub-Zero and all that shit. That was fucking awesome. And then it just went, woo! Right off a fucking cliff. And then all of a sudden they're wearing $8 costumes that you buy at the fucking Party Central store right before Halloween.
Come on.
The fucking effects were awful. The guy's fighting Goro in a fucking
Are you telling me fucking the 1990 version had better fucking special effects? Is that
No, it wasn't about that.
Goro with his fucking...
The costumes were fucking... Oh,
yeah.
Goro with his...
The animatronic Goro was way fucking better than that CG fucking bullshit. And then that asshole who's not even part of Mortal Kombat.
That's your problem with the movie. That's your motherfucking problem with the movie. It's that fucking guy,
No, actually, I didn't mind him. He wasn't that bad. But why him? Why couldn't it have been about Liu Kang the way it's supposed to be? They just
why can't you say that that's the problem with the movie? Because what everything else you're saying isn't making fucking sense.
How about this? Why not have a fucking tournament? Why not have a tournament? No, they got this.
It was all about them cheating to try and stop the tournament because they knew fucking Earth was gonna win because we kick ass.
And it was stupid. You had the fucking you had that fucking asshole fighting Goro Oh, get this. He's fighting Goro in a fucking cabin up north in the woods. What the fuck is that?
The fucking set. Oh my god.
Fight on a bridge fight on a bridge with spikes underneath it, man. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you right now. The Johnny Cage, listen to this. Hear me out, and I know some people are going to agree with me. Johnny Cage and the Scorpion fight from 1996 was better than that whole fucking reboot of a movie. And you know why? Let me tell you something. That Mortal Kombat movie had a terrible sequel. I'll give it that. However, I'll tell you one thing. This Mortal Kombat that came out was so fucking abysmal that it ain't getting no fucking sequel. It was pushed under the rug and it's fucking dead. If you want to watch a sequel, go to the Netflix, go to the children's section and load up any episode of the Power Rangers, and it's about the same fucking quality. Titan.
Or go to HBO Max and you can stream it right the fuck now. Fucking no. The fight
I can't hear you.
At the end. The fight at the end. Yeah, good. Take them off. Leave them off. I don't gotta hear your shit anymore. Your shit takes. It's the last goddamn time I gotta listen to your shit takes about Mortal Kombat and fucking crying
Assassin
for
Lupa
video
agree
games.
with me, and she's a queen. Argue with that.
Who's a queen?
She's the queen of England.
Quit.
Assassin Lupa. She's the queen of England, not fucking Queen Elizabeth. It's Assassin Lupa, and she agrees with me.
Quit trying to change the subject, fraud. No,
Brandon Barnes, that movie was shit. Go back and watch it again.
The last fight with Sub-Zero and fucking Scorpion.
Actually, that wasn't that bad.
That
wasn't
was
that
so
bad.
fucking
But
cool, man.
You watch all the other fights. The fucking punches
you're a Sub-Zero
are so,
fan, ain't you?
Dude,
mad because he died.
Dude, it's practically a billboard saying, "I'm throwing a punch at you." And it's so fucking telegraphed that the guy's doing the block move a foot before the fucking fist reaches him. Go watch it again and watch how abysmal it was. And go look at the reviews if you're telling me. The movie was fucking trash. I watched it twice because I couldn't believe it. I watched it once and I looked at my wife and I go,
believe you.
and I'm like, was that just fucking shit or was that just me? And she's like, no, that was shit.
No, it was.
And I'm like, okay, so you know what? I gave it a little while and then I sat down and I watched it again like a week later and I'm like, nope, confirmed. It was fucking garbage. And then the more I watched it, the worse it got. And I was just like, oh my God, it looks so fucking bad. And I was so excited for it because I was waiting for years for that movie because they got what's his name back as Shang Tsung again, right? And I'm like, oh yes. I'm like, I'm in. and then the rest of the movie, it was just like, why are they wearing Power Rangers costumes? And why did the sets look like it was
I love
filmed?
their fucking costumes. I thought that was cool as shit.
And
the fucking Sub-Zero's mask at the end, man, where he just like it's all fucked up.
Your green screen looks better than the settings of most of the fight sequences. Brandon Barnes, I'm going to time you out.
How about you, Titan man? What movie did you like the best, and what do you think of all these video game movie adaptations and stuff? Did they get you excited? I mean, Minecraft. I don't know about that one with Jason Momoa, but I'm sure the kids will go crazy. Hey, they made one about friggin' Pokemon Detective Pikachu. So, I mean, obviously now the Sonic thing is starting to strike a chord. Good. So, and I liked the first Sonic movie. I thought it was good, and I'm hearing really good things about the second one.
Yeah, I don't understand how Jason Momoa is going to fit into the Minecraft world. I don't know. I just don't see that fitting together. Maybe I'll be
turn him into a block character.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe he's got to be real strong to build things. I don't know where they're going with that movie. Minecraft is not a fucking game that I would turn into a movie. If I had my pick of the litter, that would probably be one of the last ones. All right, so Minecraft, we're building shit.
I want to see it, man. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, and it's gonna be bad. They're capitalizing on the Minecraft name and the Jason Momoa name, right? And the movie's gonna fucking suck ass.
You know what though? They're gonna make their money back within the first weekend, just like you said, Titan, for exactly that reason. For the Minecraft name, like my kids will watch it just because it's Minecraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All the other kids, it is one of the biggest games in the entire planet. People will go just because of that. And you're right. Also, Jason Momoa is, he's marketable, right? He's going to be doing what's it called? Aquaman 2 is coming out in the next year or so. I think a year and a half. right? Yeah, thank you, Spider-Man. No Smite movie, yeah. If I want
And
shit, I'll
that's
just
what
go-
the one I want to see. You guys are all fucking up this segment for me.
Wow, Jesus Christ. He just punched his own microphone. Carry
Mag
on.
steals my fucking. He calls my pick a fraud, and
It is
then
fraud.
and then leave it up to fucking Spider-Man to say to spoil the one that I want to see. The Smite. Yes, Smite. Make Smite into a movie. It's got amazing lore. I could easily see it moving over to the big screen. Fucking, you could throw whatever actors you want into that shit and special effects galore and whatnot. Man, because any mythology movie you see, like name a bad mythology movie that you've seen. I can't name one. Although
Gods of Egypt, what a fucking disaster that movie
all right,
was.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, don't. It's Mortal Kombat times 2. That's how bad it is.
Oh, I'm gonna go watch it 20 times then.
Fuck no, dude. I mean, all joking
Gods of
aside.
Egypt. Who started that one again? I'm trying to.
I don't even remember, but it's
That's not
literally.
Christian Bale, was it?
I don't know, but I don't know what's worse. That or felching is on the same level. That's how bad that fucking movie is. Do not watch Gods of Egypt.
Oh no, I think
Anybody
that's Gerard Butler.
Curry Cosmos in the chat. I've seen it. The mag is right. It is awful. even the reboots of Clash of the Titans look like Academy Award masterpieces compared to Gods of Egypt.
No, actually,
I liked
think
all
Gods of
those
Egypt,
movies.
I think
Yeah,
Gods
they're
of Egypt
fun.
is
They're
Gerard
fun.
Butler. I think that one.
Yes, I think it was Gerard Butler. Yeah, you're right. But
Yeah.
those other anyway, they're all fun. I like that stuff. Yeah, you're right, Titan. Actually, you know what? No, all joking aside, even though I shit on Smite for like a year and a half, I think Smite would actually be a pretty cool concept for a movie because it's not just like Greek gods or whatever. It's gods from all different religions, right?
Yeah, all the
That'd be a
pantheon.
fucking cool idea. How about having like a multiverse, like a Spider-Man No Way Home / Multiverse of Madness kind of vibe, but with all like gods from different religions and from different mythologies.
And not only that, the gods from all the different mythologies and stuff, but they've also like incorporated, like they've also gone kind of, you could see the timeline. You could see from where the Titans ruled everything to where the gods ruled everything. And it's slowly drifting into where mortals start to take over things.
Right.
Because you're seeing more gods like, and it's not even a god, but you're seeing historic characters like Merlin. Sir Galahad will be on there. King Arthur's on there right now. A lot of historic characters. Mulan is on there. A lot of historic characters that you can see the
Mulan, the Chinese chick.
Uh-huh.
The fuck is she gonna do against Zeus?
And that was a big problem with me too, actually. But I mean, that's all in the storytelling, right? Like, because all right, so
she sings and puts him to sleep, and then she slits his throat.
Because, well, you could ask yourself about kind of like anything like that, but it's all about kind of ingenuity, things like that, like right. So Batman versus Superman, right? How the fuck would Batman win? But it's all in the storytelling, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
To make it kind of interesting.
By the way, just a little side note: Thor 4: Love and Thunder. By the way, Russell Crowe is playing Zeus. Just so everybody knows.
We got a super chat that came up earlier that I missed. Emmanuel A1, he draws $5. Titan, if you'd like to take it away.
Ooh. Thanks for the laughs and entertainment from all three of you guys. Hopefully there will be more in the future after the break.
Amen.
Absolutely, Emmanuel A1. I'm gonna hold the fort down until Noof screws his head on right. So I want all you guys to kind of hang out with me until that happens. All right. I'll have the Maggie on. I'm gonna have I already got Colt Eastwood coming on to one of my first shows. So. Nice. It's going to be a good time while Noof is gone. And like I said, we just got to wait for him to get his stuff in order. And everyone's got to get their stuff in order once in a while.
Ooh, the Wise Old Gamer.
What? Where? What? Oh,
check it out.
Okay.
Wise Old Gamer, $20. Hey. He's breaking the bank. Let's go. Noof, you don't need friends. None of you do. But I do. You can't imagine how it feels when a nobody like me is welcomed by you, Mag, and Drago. I have no words to convey my gratitude besides thank you. Oh, and Drago, shut the F up.
Hey! Fantastic.
I guess I should have been the last one to read
poor
that.
Drago. Still taking the beating. Colt Beastwood, yeah, that's nice, man. That's great. Yes, shout out to Colt and all those guys, indeed, and shout out to our good friend Dealer. Dealer was nice enough to come on with Good Morning Xbox. Poor guy woke up late, got the
I
time
listened to
zones
that. I
messed up,
fucking pissed my
jumped
pants.
on late, and the thing. Poor guy, he still felt like he was trying to wipe the sleep out of his eyes on Good Morning Xbox. It was a great time to having Dealer. Shout out to him and RDX. Nothing but respect for those guys and a lot of shows. But I'm going to say my big thank yous and shout outs. I'm going to do one. Not a podcast, but I'm going to do a video at the end of the week, just kind of, recapping a few things and stuff like that. So, but I'll save it for them because otherwise I'd be here the whole entire evening. Back at it. Any further thoughts there, or I'll just give you my take on it?
Go for it, brother.
Let's see your takes. First of all, settle this fucking Mortal Kombat issue we got going on.
I'm going to have to
there
agree
is
with
no
you,
fucking-
Titan.
Well, there's a fucking issue. Already.
Well,
I got to go with Titan. I liked the new Mortal Kombat. I thought it was pretty cool. I like the original. I still like the original better. I think it was more faithful to the, to the game essentially. Even though obviously it didn't benefit from didn't benefit from coming out in the late '90s when the special effects were obviously a bit rough around the edges. But I appreciated the. It
was a fucking tournament.
A tournament, and the characters looked a little closer and more accurate to how we saw them represented in the game. I like that. Even the cool soundtrack, and of course the guy was a Kerry Tagawa as Shang Tsung. It was cool, and he reprised the role in the Mortal Kombat 11 game, which was really cool. So there was a lot of little things like that. That second movie was absolutely abysmal. The Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
2.
that was bad.
I don't know what happened there.
So bad
because they brought back some of the actors, but somehow that movie just totally missed the mark. I did like the new one. I mean, I definitely love the fact, I guess for me, because my favorite characters have always kind of been Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and they sort of focused in on them a little bit more on this movie, and the special effects were good, and I thought that was really cool. I liked it for the most part, but I'd say in the last few years, I really, now a lot of people might disagree, but I really enjoyed the Alicia Vikander version of Tomb Raider. I liked how they kept it relatively faithful to the reboot of the game. And that it felt like a legitimate action movie. It wasn't trying to be like too over the top or too stupid, so to speak. But yet it had, like I said, that faithfulness. I mean, I loved Angelina Jolie as the character. She like embodied everything you could about it. Like if you're talking about nailing an acting choice at the time, I thought she nailed it right from the get go. Like I was one of those guys that was like when she was cast as Lara Croft, I was like, wow, like because she looked the part, talked the part, had the body, the demeanor, the whole works. But obviously Alicia embodied more of sort of the new Lara Croft, so I totally get it. And it was cool. But there's been a few, and like I said, I love the Sonic ones, but there's been a lot of bad ones. I had high hopes for stuff like the Hitman movies, and they weren't that good. And the Assassin's Creed movie, which, especially having Michael Fassbender, I was like, damn, this is cool. But that movie fucking just fell off a cliff. Boring. I think the only cool time in that movie I liked was actually when he did the swan dive off the tower. That felt like the only accurate representation. The Mortal Kombat movies have been absolutely atrocious for the most part. I think the best ones to watch are the CGI ones, because these ones with what's her name in it, fucking, how can you do all those movies? You don't even really focus on the characters that are main in the games, right? You make up a whole new character, you make up all new storylines, and I don't know. I hate that when they take the games from the source material, and they just feel like they're only done by name only. Even like this is not a game. This is not based on a video game, but based on a cartoon and based on a comic book. Have anybody seen the atrocious Snake Eyes movie?
No.
God damn! I hated it. That was so fucking boring.
Well, the fact that I haven't seen it should pretty much tell you that I have
Snake Eyes, one of the most
interest.
iconic G.I. Joe characters ever. And fuck, I don't know. Like, I didn't even finish the last part. I got so tired and sick of it. He didn't even have his goddamn suit on. It was nothing. It was crap.
Actually, Snake Eyes was pretty good in like the G.I. Joe sequel, the one with The Rock.
Yes.
He was good in that. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing that the movie was trash. And I'm like,
yeah, no,
like,
I don't even think it stuck really to the actual storylines. It was just totally stupid. I don't know if anybody in the chat agrees with me, but the Snake Eyes movie was literally one of the worst action movies I've seen in a long time. Yeah, that Monster Hunter movie, I even fucking went out and bought it. That was dog shit. The special effects were good. The special effects were fucking good. And again, once again, it was a movie made by Wes Anderson, who happens to be the guy who married what the fuck's her name?
Yeah, and made all the Resident Evil movies.
So he married her. He had her in all the Resident Evils. Then he puts her in that movie too. It's like, there's a connection there, right? little bit of star power, I suppose, but it's just like, I don't know, the movie just was bad.
Dude, I downloaded that movie illegally, and I still felt cheated.
Yeah, the Far Cry movie. There's been a lot. Anything that Uwe Boll has touched, like the Blood Rain movies.
I love those guys. I love those movies, though.
You like Uwe Boll?
Like fucking Postal 2.
Oh, God.
They're shooting children. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Or what is that other one he did? What is the one with the female vampire who kills
Blood
Nazis?
Rain.
Blood Rain.
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
actually enjoyed the first one. The chick that played Blood Rain, oh my God, she was hot as hell. And like I said, for the titty shots alone, it was worth it.
She was the Terminator in the third Terminator movie, remember?
Right. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
she was the one that fought Schwarzenegger in the third movie, Rise of the Machines or whatever the fuck. Yeah, she's pretty fucking hot, man. So.
Hey, my real life best friend coming in here with a $10 super chat, Mr. Ryan Galloway.
Oh, Ryan Galloway. Always looking forward to Tuesday nights. Noof, Titan, the Mag are such a hilarious trio. Noof, can't wait to get together again, hopefully sooner rather than later, my friend.
Indeed. We will, Ryan. I'll catch up with you soon, brother. Thanks for the love and support. Always good to see, one of my real life friends, somebody I can actually talk to on a day-to-day basis, just down the road from me here. Spooky Sprocket. Yes, the resurrected one himself in the chat. What's going on, Spooky? I hope you're doing well, brother. I still can't believe, to be honest with you, all you've gone through and you're here in the chat blows my mind, bro. You went through hell and back, and he's still with us, man. So shout out this fucking Spooky Sprocket, and honestly, all I can say is go fuck them pieces of shit that put him in that situation, man. Brutal stuff.
Oh, don't worry, they're getting fucked right now.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Well, good to see you, Spooky. Yes, man, and I can't wait till you get to hook up with Trinity, man, and keep us posted and all that good stuff. So
yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Imagine ruining one of the most interesting characters in G.I. Joe. I mean, the whole point is like going through an entire, like, almost 2 hours of a movie and you haven't even seen him put the fucking iconic costume on. That right alone was a loss for me.
Like, I mean,
right?
It's okay for the first half hour if you're doing some you know what I mean? Some exposition you're trying to build the story.
He didn't even feel like a ninja. He's a ninja, right? He didn't even feel like a ninja.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And then all of a sudden, you're looking at your watch going, the movie's over in 10 minutes. He's still not Snake Eyes. What the fuck is happening?
I thought I was watching like a bad Chow Yun Fat movie. You know what I mean? I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
My God.
It's about it's all about Yakuza shit. Like, come on, man.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Nothing wrong with having a good movie with Yakuza in it. That's not what I'm saying. But like, it just felt like it was not paying any. It was like Snake Eyes by name only, and I hate that shit when they use a popular. Same name with video games when they start taking a popular name, but it feels nothing like the games before it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Ghost Recon, looking at you.
Yeah.
By the way, that also reminds me of like the movies that like you only see, the villain or whatever in the last 10 minutes of the movie. Sometimes that will work though. Sometimes,
but it's rare.
Yeah.
You know what? Audible fart. I got to do. Fuck that fucking name. There's one thing he said. Hollywood needs to stay out of games. He's right to a certain degree, but I think personally, if you do it right, I think that video games would actually do much better as a stream. Like, I know like some people don't like the Halo thing, but if you actually think about like some other franchises, I think they would suit much better in a series style format, like a streaming format, like they're doing with like Last of Us on HBO. Like I said, I know people are like 50-50 with Halo, but like I think it would fare better there than to try and squeeze in lore into 90 fucking minutes. You know what I mean? Like they just can't do it, and it always seems like a rush job, and it always seems like fucking garbage. Right. So that's where I could see, like, I actually have a lot of faith in like the idea of like HBO's Last of Us, because they're going to be able to tell the story over 10 hours. Yeah. Right. So I think that maybe TV, and like what I mean by TV is streaming, uncensored streaming. I think that video games would probably fare much better there, that you can actually dig in to like the story, into the lore of like video, the video game or whatever, or a series of video games. Right. Like, how do you tell a story like God of War? What are you going to choose one and try to squeeze it into 90 minutes? Or you want to go through like, season 1 is this, season 2 is that, and be able to like expand and, deal with all the nuances of the story and everything else and all the characters and stuff. That's where I think it'd be much more suited.
Gotcha.
And again, That like I know people are not like some people love Halo, some people don't like Halo. I haven't seen it yet. I just waiting, and then and I'll watch it when it's done. But like, yeah, I mean, I think that'd be a better format. I'm really looking forward to Last of Us, though. I want to see what they do with there.
Yeah, you talking about the TV show?
Yeah,
yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I mean, it's like so far, I know that the Halo show is. Obviously, they're trying to take their own spin on it. They're trying to stay, kind of trying to please fans. I think of both the games and the books, and obviously TV. And I kind of get it. So I don't totally oppose it because I'm really enjoying the show. To be honest with you, I mean, at least I think the production value is high. It doesn't feel obviously like a cheap production. They're doing it justice in a lot of ways. But obviously, since the first episode, the one thing I've found is obviously they must have blown their action budget in the first movie or the first episode because it feels like they fucking hardly shot a gun since then.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they do.
Let's see all the elites in the first episode, and now, the special effects budget starting to get strained. Let's keep them for the last two, right?
Yeah,
but
that's the formula. The first two, and then like episode 3 to episode 8 is like nothing but exposition for like the final 2 episodes, and then that's when they pull their pants and just blow their load all over your face, neck, and chest for like the rest of the season, so that you're going
Game of Thrones,
yay,
right?
season 2.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is doing that and rake you in for the first episode or so, and then have a lot of like, and then you get to the last one, like, oh.
It was like 24, same shit. Like I used to watch 24. I love that fucking show. One of my favorites of all time. But like sometimes you get in there and the first 3 episodes would be fucking fire. And then there would be like 16 straight hours of just like, oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden the last 5 would be fire all over again, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, same shit.
We got another super chat. Let me see. Did I miss one? We got one here from Splendiferous. He drops $2. Titan.
I don't know if I should say this, bros or hoes. I love you guys.
We're both.
Hey, we love you too, Splendiferous. Great supporter. Always good to see you in the chats. And a guy who's, like I said, he came a regular in our chats. And just like that, now he's a regular on various podcasts. The one, the only, the wise old gamer. There you go. So take it away, Titan.
I gotta go. Complications from last week. Thank you for the last. Thank you for the farts. Just thank you. But before I go, I'm nimble. I'm quick. But the wife still prefers Noof's candlestick.
Hey, nice.
There you go. And that's why the Wise Old Gamer has a special place in our hearts as well, because he's come in and had some amazing, not only super chats, but just great conversations. And he always seemed to leave his best material for when Mag speaks. He'll be dropping something crazy. So we wish you all the best, Wise Old Gamer, brother. You are a friend of the show. Hopefully Titan's going to have you back on GAD here in my absence, all that sort of stuff. And oh my God, look who's in the house!
Wow,
Rand L. Thor. What is going on, Rand? Good to see you in the house, brother.
Wow. I figured he'd be shaving his balls right now with this fucking.
Did you see the?
He'd be cleaning out his sink.
Did you guys see the God of War post that somebody did with all of those, with all of them with their heads on the God of War characters?
Oh yeah, that was so. Oh,
that was awesome. Especially Rand's was really good because obviously he played Thor, and the face was actually well done on the character.
Well, that's Colt being an ass. That's what he does. He's such an antagonist. It's fantastic. By the way, Rand, I was on the show with Colt last week. I was talking shit about you the whole episode. So you better go back and listen to it. And Colt loved it, just so you know. Because Rand disappeared for a little while, right? Yes. So Colt and I were talking, and somehow Rand's name came. Oh, I remember what it was. Because when I do shows with Boom, sometimes I look down like this because I got the chat rolling on another screen, and it's down here. So Rand likes to screenshot me looking down, so it looks like I'm sleeping on the show, right? So Rand has DM'd me before. And he's like, sleeping on the show must be really exciting. All this stuff. And the fucking guy makes me laugh. I have to turn my camera off, and I start laughing. So he trolls me while I'm doing the shows with Boom, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. So anyways, I was telling that with talking about with Colt. Colt is that was a great show. But anyways, that's enough of that nonsense. Guys, I do have to go. It is super stupid late over here. So.
All right, brother. We'll let people know where they can catch up with you because I know, like I said, you've been a little scarce. You've been away on some vacation, I take it?
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I'm back now. Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of catch up now. So there's a whole bunch of things I got to catch up on. But anyways, I'm still obviously doing shows. I'm here right now. And of course, you can catch me every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, with Mr. Boomstick, who you saw earlier tonight on Primetime Gaming. Last week, actually, if you want to check out the replay, I was on with Colt Eastwood on the XNC podcast.
Mhm.
We had an absolutely fire episode. It was really fun. Rand, we're just playing around. But it was a great show. Go back and watch that one if anybody wants to. Actually, this Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on with the Mighty Gaz, who's invited me on to Game On Daily. So I will be on Game On Daily this Saturday with him. Hopefully, it's at the same time as the Xbox 2 podcast, and we blow his numbers out of the water. But anyways, in all seriousness, guys, you guys are amazing. Chat, you guys are amazing. I ain't fucking going anywhere, but Noof, you are. You take the time you need. You need to do what you got to do. Obviously, stay in touch, because we're going to be getting together anyway in the next couple of months. So we're going to do all that. It's been an absolute pleasure. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, right? And I'll never forget that. And this was the very first show I ever did, was Gaming After Dark. And it ain't going to be the last show I'm ever going to do. But I got to tell you, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And thank you for that. Titan, for all the shit that you've put up with for me in the last year and a half. Oh, by the way, it ain't fucking over, because I'm still going to be, you're still going to be dealing with me. By the way, that Mortal Kombat fucking back and forth we had was epic. That was fantastic. But anyways, listen, you guys have been absolutely amazing. This has been an absolutely incredible show. And hey, like I said, you never know what the future is going to hold. But in the meantime, let's all have a great night, guys. I got to get going. So,
take care, Mag. Say hello to your wife for me, and as well, wish Tony Baloney all the best. Thanks for gracing us with your presence tonight. It means the world to me to have you here, and we'll definitely won't be the last time that we hook up on a podcast.
It will not be, but but either way, for the time being, everybody, have yourself a wonderful evening. Yes. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Take care. And for those of you who are not acquainted, yes, Mr. Randall Thor, if you're not following this guy, the man with the million, you should be following this guy on Twitter and certainly checking out his amazing podcast. He hooks up with Jez Corden for the Xbox 2. And they are a fantastic Xbox-centric podcast. Well, they do talk about a lot of things, but they know their Xbox inside and out, and they do it with a certain level of precision, so to speak. Rand has always got some great insider sources, and sometimes you hear it from Rand first. So go check out the Xbox 2. Yes, a little plug for you there, Rand. Not that you need it, but hey, it is always impressive and awesome to have you here. Too bad we never did get you on Gaming After Dark. I think we were trying to line you up, or did we have? Yeah, we had him on. Yeah, we did. Yes, it was Good Morning Xbox. On a couple times. Yeah, we were trying to get him and Jez on Good Morning Xbox, because the time schedule certainly works out a lot better for Jez, because in the morning is in the afternoon for him over there. So,
yeah, it's nice to it's nice to have old Safehouse Sam let him shave after being kept up in his dungeon. It looked like for a while there, eh, Safehouse?
Absolutely.
God damn it, Randolph Thor, what have you been doing, man? You went from like, holy fuck, man, you look like you was in a metal band, and all of a sudden you look like you ready for a date. Yeah, I set you up with one of my hoes. You called me, right? I got a lot of hoes down here. Yeah, baby, they lock them in sexy around, baby. Yeah, come on, give me a call. I'll set you up with them, okay?
All right, there you go, Rand. Safe House will set you up with some old skanks, okay?
All right. Man with a voice like that can't lose.
Indeed. All right, don't worry. Safe House will come back before the end of the show tonight, everybody. All righty. But yes, thanks to the Mag. Thanks to Primal. Great to have him here. Great to have Boomstick join us for a brief period of time. Like I said, man, we've been a big part of the community. It's just been awesome. You guys are a big family here. Small chat, but sometimes I love the benefit of the small chat, because you can interact and do the one-on-ones and acknowledge people. Unfortunately, the big podcasts don't have that luxury, and I understand why. I mean, they got when you're 1,000 people in the chat that's scrolling by, it's pretty tough. But hey, it is what it is. But made a lot of great friends through this podcast and through the community, and the love and support's been absolutely dynamite. Casket Repair coming back here with a whopper $49.99. Go ahead, Titan.
Wow, man. Wish I could do $1 a laugh. Guess I'll have to talk to coworkers on Tuesday nights. Thanks, y'all.
Oh, it sounds like a little bit of misery there. Your coworkers can't be that pleasant, it means, but okay. All right. Yeah, send them all those girls that have something. Yes, they do have something. Whoa, huge dono, whatever that is. All right. Damn. Yes, Spider-Man
Donation.
356, man. Yes. Oh, 50 dono. Yeah. Duh. Duh. Okay. Yeah, man. It's 2020, eh? Like it's that long, eh? And I've been doing this for a long time. Like I said, I got my start way back. First episode ever was Crossfire. And as much as people, in the community might hate them, as much as some people hate me here, even mention their names. I always give honor, respect, your words due, the people that got me started. And it was 3 guys in particular, actually kind of 4, but it was Next Gen 720. We have the Crap Gamer, Mooch, and Tim Dog. And those guys were part of a little podcast called BGST. That's what kind of got me hooked on this fever. Then I made my appearance on Crossfire. From there, I ended up eventually becoming a member on fuck was I can never remember the damn name on it. The Console Corner. I don't know why I can never remember that name. The Console Corner, yes, where a lot of people, including Chase Jones, became regulars and heard me over there. So there you go. Alrighty, but yeah. So let's move right on. Not a whole lot of topics left before we close the show. I don't want to keep Titan too long, but the next one is quite interesting, and this kind of comes about with like weird crossover stuff that just, I don't know, does it make sense or don't make sense? Stuff that's going to show up in video games and you kind of scratch your head and go, I don't know, maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. It's kind of a weird kind of crossover. I'm going to pull up the article for you so you can see it on screen and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. It is Godzilla. Yes, Godzilla apparently coming to Call of Duty. Warzone appears. And here it is, courtesy of Games Radar. I don't know if you guys have heard this. I just caught wind of it, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Especially, I know Titan's a big fan of Call of Duty Warzone. And this is kind of what the article says. It's Warzone Season 3 could drastically change the caldera by throwing a pair of famous monsters into the mix. Has released another teaser that seems to be building up a Godzilla crossover. With Warzone Season 3 on the horizon, both the official Call of Duty Twitter account and Battle Royale itself have seemingly been teasing an appearance of the King of Monsters over the last few days. So, I don't know. That's an interesting crossover into an obviously very popular mode, but I don't know how this is going to work, what their plans were. How do you feel about it, Titan? Is that something you kind of go, whoa, that sounds really cool? Or are you kind of thinking, what the frig are they thinking?
I want to get everyone's opinion on the chat on this one. Is this over the top? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's over the top, and 2 if you're fine with it. I'm personally fine with it. I think this is creativity, and it's kind of like a mesh of just 2 cool different things. We'll see how it works out, but because I'm kind of interested to see how the gameplay is going to go. Are you going to kill Godzilla? There's a lot of ways they could go with this, right? They could have him just destroying, because he's not going to be destroying buildings because they don't have that capability, right? Buildings can't be destroyed, so he's just got to be like blowing fire everywhere, just melting the players on the ground and whatnot. I don't know. And then I've heard a couple different things about because he's not going to be the only one. I've heard, because they don't even know yet. It could be King Kong, could be Mothra. So they're not sure who other than Godzilla is going to show up yet. That's all speculation. But Godzilla is kind of the one that's been released so far. And it kind of, and the story kind of makes sense with me. This is why I kind of like it, is because the story is, the nuke went off and it supposedly woke up Godzilla. So that fits the lore enough for me that I guess, you got to have some type of backstory, and that's good enough backstory for me. Now, when it comes to the gameplay, that's what's going to make it or break it for me. But I have not played, and I don't think I will. I don't think this is going to drag me back in until Warzone 2 actually comes out. I think that's going to be the only thing that gets me back into it, because the anti-cheating, or the cheating got me completely off the rails. I like what they've done with the anti-cheat and the ricochet. I liked a lot of the stories that came out of that and how it's made cheating kind of unbearable for most. That's a story in and of itself. I would say I'm not even skeptical. I guess I'm just anxious, but this isn't enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
If this was in Warzone 2, hell yeah, I'm there day one. But the thing is, there's still a lot of the problems out there. Like the game still has a lot of bugs in it. Still runs poorly. Still cheaters. There are a lot of cheaters, even though the ricochet system is working well. What about you, Nuke? Do you think you could? I don't know. Is this over the top for you?
For me, that's not enough reason to get me to drop into Warzone. I get it. They're trying to do something new, something innovative, something obviously capitalizing on a huge, a huge icon. I suppose movie icon, and especially I suppose if they're trying to bring in more people from different markets, especially like in Japan where Godzilla is extremely like huge. This could potentially draw more players into Warzone on the other side of the pond, so to speak. And obviously just, something different, because that's where it's going to come. The battle royales are nothing new now. Everybody and their dog seems to be pretty much doing a battle royale. We've even talked about the potential of Halo now finally adding one, which I know you're excited about. So everybody's doing it, but the question is, how can you do it and still stand out amongst a very, very tough crowd? And it makes it tougher when considering that most of the BR formats or games are actually free to play. So that's, it's kind of like that now. Like that's a big killer, because a lot of times that would have been a paid DLC or a mode included in a $70 game. Now a lot of companies are kind of forced to put it out to compete with the free to play space, which is taking all the notoriety. Place Apex, obviously, and the PUBGs of the world and Fortnites, and it's tough to crack those 2 or 3 main ones that still get most of the notoriety. Call of Duty, though, made a great surge with Warzone when it came out, because the one thing formula that's always worked for Call of Duty that not every other game has been able to imitate or replicate, and that's been their tight gameplay. Call of Duty has from the start and continues. That's one thing they haven't at least messed up, is they always have that great feel. Like when you jump into a Call of Duty game, no matter what kind of guns they have or how the games evolve, you always feel extremely familiar. It's like putting on an old pair of fantastic shoes or an old pair of great jeans, and you go, I remember why I like this shit so much. Of course, and then again, you like it for a while until the hackers take over and all the bullshit comes in, and then you're just like, I had enough of this already.
Well, Noof, it's funny that you say that, because the game has always been so tight, and it's always been so refined. It's always been 60 frames. Call of Duty has always been 60 frames, and that goes back to the man himself, Vince Zampella. When he ran the studio, I remember many articles, him stating, no matter what we're going to do with the game, we are going to fit it in so that it's smooth gameplay. That is our number one goal. That was always their number one goal, to have 60 frames per second, because I don't know if you guys remember, but back in like Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, it was running 60 frames a second, and Battlefield was never 60 frames per second way back then. It was always chugging along at 30, and it was always struggling with especially with their map destruction things, and that's what kind of differentiated the two games. You had the massive battles with the insane destruction in the map, the levolution and whatnot, right. And then you had Call of Duty take away all that, but you had the smooth, crisp gameplay. And that's where they've always fought. And since over the years have gone by, since we first started podcasting together till now, you can see the Battlefield's closed the gap with smoothness. Mm-hmm. You can see that with each iteration. It's gotten smoother and smoother over time. But they did get rid of the levolution. They have made it bigger, but they kind of met them in the middle, right? They kind of took Call of Duty's formula, if you will, or at least a piece of it, and kind of tried to mesh it with their own. And that hasn't worked out for them. No. I mean, the last couple Battlefields have been... Well,
let's just say and they've tried. I think the closest Battlefield, to be honest with you, has ever gotten a copy in Call of Duty was when they did the Medal of Honor multiplayer for the 2010 game that came out on the Xbox 360. If you recall that,
Yes.
Dice did a multiplayer in that, but they based it on the more around Call of Duty, like the smaller map conventions, but the destructibility and the graphic art style, obviously, of the Frostbite engine. I think it was still a Frostbite at that time. And they did it through there. And I thought that was pretty well done, but it was just, the Medal of Honor had a lot of bad stigma with it. The game came out and obviously did pretty well with its campaign, but the multiplayer, because of course, not only did they move the multiplayer for that game, but then right after they actually did a Battlefield game. It's kind of like, almost like kicking your own product in the nuts when you're going to bring out one like several weeks later in the franchise that people know. That obviously Battlefield is pretty much since, and I think that's why Medal of Honor is kind of fallen off, because Battlefield became EA's flagship series at that point, right? But I really like the Medal of Honor 20. I didn't like that the Medal of Honor, the Warfighter, the sequel they did 2 or 3 years later. Again, it was one of those instances where they changed the multiplayer so much to appease a different crowd, and it felt off, and it just But whatever. I think the Godzilla thing could be really, really cool, like especially if they do it where like perhaps the monsters, the giant, these monsters or whatever, they kind of go through the level and then destroy something. Perhaps that one spot you were hoping to get to, I want to get to that building, see what's in there, and all of a sudden, this big old foot comes through and destroys everything. Maybe just create a difference in how like the terrain is leveled out, or kind of places you can take cover, or perhaps force you to move in a different direction as opposed to just simply, move to a target. Obviously they're doing it for a reason. A lot of it's just on name draw. I don't think it's enough that's going to pull people in for the long term, but I guess they're testing the waters and see that, if they can bring in something cool, like that, if it changes an impact or gets more players overall, I guess.
And you mentioned the VR in Halo, and yes, I'm super pumped for that. And you got to kind of look at what it's going to be going up against, right? It's going to be going up against, by then, I would imagine Warzone 2 is going to be out, or maybe Warzone 2 might be out for a little while before the Halo Battlefield releases.
Yeah.
So Halo might be dealing with like a season 2 of Modern Warfare 2 or something like that. But
I think the BR is a little ways out for Halo, but I think it will come eventually. I think it's inevitable. There seems to be enough demand for it. And obviously, if your product is starting to dwindle in numbers, you're going to try to bring people back in. They're going to use it, free to play. They're not going to charge you because obviously the multiplayer is not. So it makes sense. And I've never said I was opposed. I said, yes, I've always said Halo doesn't need it, but it doesn't mean it shouldn't have it. Right.
Well, Dr. Disrespect said it well. First of all, I feel like Halo gets a lot of notoriety back just for working on this over the past 2 years. That I think I read that in a couple different articles that they have been working on this. So they've already put some type of manpower, some type of thought process into it, and now they brought in, who did they bring in to help work on this? Certain Affinity, thank you. So they brought them to kind of push this project forward a little bit. And Certain Affinity, they're really good at being in ingenuity, ingenious ideas and the way they can put their kind of spin on games. So, and there's a lot to work with Halo. There's a ton to work with. Like I said, Dr. Disrespect said it well. He said you can't be taken seriously in 2022 if you have a first-person shooter without a battle royale. And that's just kind of the facts. Every major one has some version of a battle royale, and there's such a huge market for that, and it's not going away. There's such a huge market for that. You just simply can't deny that. It frustrates me a little bit that they haven't been working on this for more than 2 years. It's like, so 2 years ago, Noof. So let's rewind back 2 years, right?
Yep.
2 years ago, where was Halo at? It was unreleased. And I want to say that's around the time where they delayed it a year. Close. Somewhere around that time, probably about 5 months difference or so.
Right.
But that's when they started working on the BR. So the timeline is kind of flushing out now. You can see why they that's another reason for the delay, right?
Mhm.
Hey, we want to do some work on this battle royale while we, make the game look prettier, whatnot. I'm sure Phil Spencer walked in there. He's like, heck, battle royale, heck yeah, start working on that now, boys, because get it going, right? Because and like Dr. Disrespect said, you need, this is something you need. This is something that that just brings longevity.
Well, like I said, Titan,
content.
if you don't like it at the end of the day, you don't have to play it. That's the thing. Like that's the whole point. Like I said, I've always said, and if we're going to contradict ourselves, that's not cool. Because I've always said, and you've always heard me say, options are good. And to take away an option for obviously a fan base that clearly desires it, regardless of whether I probably won't play. I don't like Battle Royale. I never really did. And the only one that I did seem to gravitate of all the ones I played was Apex. And the reason I liked Apex, probably because it felt the closest to Titanfall and to Call of Duty. But Apex just did a lot of things right for me where a lot of other games did not. But that's not saying that I, go up and play it religiously. But of all of them, that's the one I could tolerate to this point. Halo might change my tune, but they have to do it right. There's a lot.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that that's the game that kind of fits your play style?
The reason I like the Apex, the one I clearly hated was PUBG. Because to me, PUBG was overcomplicated, clunky.
It was very
It just never felt right to me. It felt like it was designed for PC. It didn't fit well on console, even when it came out and I had the version for the 1X at the time, which, it had so many launch issues like frame rates and this and that. And I found with that game, it was always about getting killed by the little fucktard that was 5,000 miles away from you. You couldn't see the shots. Boom, you get hit by the shot. And I'm trying to line up anybody, and I felt like I was trying to aim at a rat with a fucking with one of those with an old school cannon. Like
I always felt like a toddler trying to shoot a human being. Like the guy's right freaking there. Like I'm like looking, and it's so hard to control.
The guy could be 3 feet in front of me, and it felt like you had 4 left arms, and on a weird Nerf gun. And you're just like, oh, I'm dead. And you just sit there and you watch, and and then of course you get a team, and your whole fucking team could have the best weapons in the world, but they got to go into every goddamn building to find every piece of fucking shit that there is. Like, come on, let's just move it already. You already got fucking a sniper rifle and the best gun. Stop fucking around, right? And you're sitting there and you're dying most of the time because your guys are so preoccupied with finding shit as opposed to fucking doing the objective and like going out to it. So the whole time you're sitting there and then you get ambushed, and then all the other guys got the high ground and the best positions. And by the time you get there, you're like, yep, fuck now. Because we spent the last 15 minutes looking in all the toilets for the next piece of turd to go on your damn gun.
Oh, look, I got a new laser sight. It's only good for 3 feet away, which will come in handy when I'm aiming at that little fuck turd who fucking runs around like a chicken with his head cut off, and he's got a big old shotgun.
Something like that. Did I sum it up? I don't say I hated it. I never hated it. I just couldn't get into it. And I think a lot of those games are largely dependent. Like, to me, the battle royales are also, and Titan, I think you know this, they're largely dependent on the team you play with, right? That's a big thing because they're very strategic. You have to go into it with a certain mindset. It's not a run and gun, and that's where Warzone can complicate, because Warzone or Call of Duty, the standard multiplayer, is pretty much that run, gun, shoot quick, reflex action. Then you get into the Warzone, and it almost completely reverses itself, because now it's about sight lines. It's about using cover. It's about where your team is set up and making the most of different things. It's a little different. So you kind of go in, and if you play it the way you played basically COD, you don't last that long. So you want to have a good team. You want people you can talk to. You go in with a lot of randoms half the time. Well, guess what you end up doing? You play for 5 minutes, you get shot, you die, you go back to the title. You play for 5 or 10 minutes, you get shot, you die, you go back to the title. I mean, I love the gulag thing. That's actually quite fun. That's an ingenious way of giving yourself a second chance and doing the one-on-one, which is pretty intense.
And that was needed from PUBG. That was like, you die early in PUBG, and you're just sitting there watching your buddy. That was horrible.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you guys are going to get run over. A little bite coming in.
You'd be waiting 20 minutes, sometimes 25 minutes watching and usually what you're watching is them collecting things in the buildings, like you were saying.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're outnumbered, so they got to get the best gear.
And like, really, dudes, come on, you got enough shit already. You know, and then there's the games, the opposite spectrum, where you drop in and you drop into a great position, and then you go in fucking house and you can't find shit. You're like, what the hell is this? Like, you can't find it. Like, I'm finding stocks for guns that aren't there. What I'm gonna do? Throw the butt end of a stock at somebody next? Like, what the heck? You know? Oh, I got a vest, but I can't. Sometimes I ran in and got killed. I can't even find a pistol. You're just like, what the hell? Why did I even pick up a rock?
But Halo should translate so well into the VR space.
I think Halo should do it right off the bat. Everybody should start at least one gun, and that's a pistol.
Yeah.
Start with a pistol.
I'd be down with that.
Even if it's a fucking plasma pistol, I don't care. But start off with the pistol, and from there you get really good armor. Like, that's the thing, is the key is to really finding the armor, right? To give yourself that advantage. Like I said, if you could find like a cloak, right? Imagine getting a cloak or something like an energy sword close to the end of the match. When you get in position, sneak up on someone and just go to town, you know. And then of course you got some Magilner armor on too, you know. That'd be really cool. And I said this before, and I'm probably the first guy who did say it. Other people sort of copied my idea because they heard me on podcasts, I'm sure. But I said how instead of having a generic ring, it's literally now I don't know how complex that would be, but actually have the flood. The flood is literally closing in on you, right? And you can go back, but you're not going to have enough bullets to shoot every flood that's coming at you. So you're basically going to die regardless. Okay,
that's another really good idea. Yeah, because the flood will just
just overpopulate, swarm you, and kill you. You're done. You're done. Deal kind of deal. You know what I mean? Something like that. That'd be really cool.
How far different? That should be done. That should be doable. It's gonna put this fucking slip space engine to the test, but hey, let's fucking see it put to the test before we throw it in the trash. At least, because like take the firestorm. All right, so the whole circle was like a wall of fire. That was really cool. And this would just be the same thing, only a wall of the flood, just these little. And I would imagine they could make it look something like, do you remember that zombie game? What the heck? It's in Game Pass, where it's like literally just thousands of mugs, but they're kind of like on top of each other. So they kind of look blurry, but they're like so many of them. And you just mow them down. Do you know what game I'm talking about? Oh, man. And it was co-op, and you got to kind of hold the area down, and they're just coming at you. You know what I mean?
You're talking about World War Z?
Yes, World War Z. They could. I imagine they would be able to make it look like those zombies, like kind of blurred out a little bit. Just have like a bunch of motion, right? Just and that would mimic.
They got the tech to do it. I mean, it wouldn't have to. It wouldn't have to be that you start with just one simplistic map, just good map design, and go from there. And then if it works out, you just keep tweaking it. You know, it doesn't have to be big at first. People will take what they can get, but if you do it right, you could be on to a new winner there.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah, that's got me hyped, man. That's got me hyped for Halo going forward, because that's exactly what I needed from Halo, and it's just gonna fit what it needs too. Halo needs content that'll fit it, man. Certain Affinity, I got a lot of trust in those guys. They're a really good development studio. I like where this is going.
They've been around multiplayer for a long time. Absolutely. So I think that kind of brings us to the end of our topics. I don't know if there's anything else, Titan, that you'd like to add before we get to our ending segment of Safehouse and Cletus, because I know people definitely want to hear from those guys before we sign out here. Here, I'm gonna do something right now. You might want to screen capture this, because I'm gonna show you how I look like tonight with my geek spectacles on, which I don't think I've ever been on camera with this. So brace yourself. Bushy hair and geek specs.
Bushy hair and geek.
See, I told you I look like a fat Millhouse. You'll never unsee it now.
How do you see without those things, man? Those look like quite the strong prescription.
They be strong, baby. I've seen the pit holes of Mars with these fucking things.
He got divorced after he put those on the first time.
Oh, pretty much, man. I tell you. Yeah, if I go down to eat some snatch with these on, I can see every pimple. Let me tell you. I can see the pubic hair is already grown back. You know what I mean? Ultra powered supersonic glasses. Yeah. No, I don't wear them very often. It's contacts for me. I got bad eyesight, man. Like I literally have about the range of about 12 inches. After 12 inches, I can't see fucking shit. So, yeah, there you go.
That's like my wife, but luckily, you don't need to see more.
Hey, at least if I ever end up in prison, I'll see that coming. Hey, can you see it now, Noof? Can you see it? Ah, there you go. There you go. There you go. The dick test to see if it's like at least 10 inches away from the face. All right, not getting that one. Oh, shit.
Does your wife have bad eyesight too? That's the real question.
No, the wife's got pretty good eyesight, but that explains I don't understand why she married me. Yeah,
an anomaly.
Yeah. Absolutely anomaly. It's like Mass Effect. Yes, I think she was scanning the planets, found an anomaly, took a chance. I think she just took pity on me. That's what it was. It's like, if I don't marry this guy, nobody will. Right? He'll be a loner forever. Oh, man. You definitely look better than a hat full of assholes. Well, I don't know. You take that as a compliment or what?
A hat full.
Depends on the assholes, you know.
So how full does that bag have to be of assholes to kind of even out with them? Full, yes. You got the win, Noof.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's get over to the last segment of the night. So, guys, get your questions ready. Same thing, Titan. Actually, you better hang on a second. I might need a little bit of a drink here. So, just to entertain the crowd, while I grab a beverage.
All right, entertain these scrubs. Well, my first reach would be go to Smite. And I'd be definitely going to Smite, but you guys don't like that, do you? No. No, so I guess I'll just let you guys know. So when I take over the show, I'm going to be skipping, I think it's a week and a half. So it'll be the first week of May. And the new show time will be on my channel on Sundays at 5 p.m. And that's Central Time. Sundays, 5 p.m. Central. Okay. I wanted to kind of do it on Thursday, but that didn't work out with my wife. And then there's so many other podcasts. And I'm going to tell you this much, man. I don't really care about stepping on other people's toes. But the thing is, there's just so many shows out there that already have such a strong following. It'd be hard to kind of step in, right?
Let me tell you this. At this point, stop worrying about the toes because nobody's worried about ours either, right? So at some point in time, and you know, like I've said this a billion times, when I start, that's a big difference. When I started this gig, there was podcasts, but not anywhere close to the number there are now. I mean, now on any given day of the week, there's at least 3 or 4. And that's just in my circle of things. That's not to mention if you're following other people that I don't follow. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just talking about people that are in my social circle. And there's like, and then you got multiple people doing multiple podcasts a week. And this is no offense to them because I applaud them for having, like I said, that they're going out there and doing it. But at the same time, it just, there's only so much hours in the day between working and podcasting and playing games. And unless you're either going to go super ass late at night or super early, which basically both of these podcasts virtually have, just to avoid that conundrum, that's kind of why they are where they are. It's worked out pretty good, but it probably could have worked better if we had found a better time slot. And I'm aware of that. By the way, we got a super chat from our good friend Sir X-Man. Do apologize, Sir X-Man, for missing this one earlier. Meant to get it, but we got sidetracked. So there you go. Go ahead, Titan. $2 from Sir X-Man.
You know what? Getting a Digimon game for Xbox. Yes.
Digimon. The opposite
Digimon. Is that like the
it was
watch?
It was a direct competitor to Pokemon. It just never got the same notoriety, that sort of thing. But they actually had full Digimon games.
Did they? I never saw any of the full Digimon games. I remember the watches and things like that.
They had watches, but I'm pretty sure they had a couple of Digimon games. I don't know if they have them recently, but yeah. See, Chase Jones, I love Digimon. And Curry's down for Digimon, so yeah. Now, the podcasts are blowing up. And like I said, it's cool because nobody owns these airspaces. Like, this is not television. Nobody's paying for the slots. So everybody has the right to be here. But what I've noticed is, like, and then this is why I keep saying it's important to see new people in the chats. And I've issued about the retweeting because even though you think that on Twitter, if you think, okay, well, I got 300 followers or I got 100 followers, the thing is, you might tweet it out to someone and just hits the right nerve, where it hits the right person and they hit another right person, and then it goes around, and all of a sudden, I mean, everybody, that's the thing with all of us podcasters, we all start in the same spot. We all start with one subscriber and grow. So how do you think that other podcasts get as big as they are? It's because obviously they're in a circle. But like Dealer Gaming has said to me, and he had some great advice for me that I never really took. He said, for a lot of the guys, including Dealer, who took a long time to get where he is, he had to build his channel. That was by making his own content. So making his own videos first. He used to make videos. He never did the podcasting for a long time. It was videos. And then when he got a big enough following through the videos, then he started into the podcasting. And as you see with Dealer, he doesn't oversaturate things, which means he doesn't do 5 or 10 or 11 shows and then stream and then do whatever, because again, that's his style and that works for him. I'm saying not what works for one person doesn't work for everybody else, but there are ways of going about things. But eventually, like I said, you're going to have to pick a time and you're going to have to find your fans. But that's also means splitting people, because I know if you look at a lot of people in this chat are the same people that go to 5 or 6 other podcast chats. I mean, and we're talking about the watching live too. Like, you know, right now, for those of you wondering, like Gaming After Dark on most weeks averages around 600 views. Okay. Between the time we air to the time we shut down, which is pretty damn good, to be honest with you. The fact that 600 people took time out of their anything to come and watch the podcast is pretty flattering, but nowhere close to, like, if you look at like, you know, some of the big guys that do videos, again, like the Dealers, you know, he drops a video, he'll have like 5,000 views before the day is out, or between 2 and 3 days. That's insane. You know, that sounds like probably small for some people, but for me, that's like, whoa, 5,000. Like, I barely get 5,000 views on all my videos throughout the year. You know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. I've been told some what to do, some what not to do's. I've always maintained, and you guys know, that Gaming After Dark has said it's very different than other podcasts. I believe we're different. Titans believe we're different. Mag knows we're different. There's very few other podcasts out there doing things like the way we have certainly done it. Plus, there's one thing that we have that not every podcast has, no matter how hard they try, and that's chemistry, right? We've had it.
Yes.
We have a chemistry, and you can't, that's something you can't pay for. It comes or it doesn't. And some podcasts are always going, but their panels don't have chemistry. It's like putting fucking square blocks into round holes. You know what I mean?
I've always wanted to do it, and maybe I'll do it for the new show, but I've always wanted to make compilation videos of our past Gaming After Dark episodes, because there are so many times where I'm just crying, laughing. The chat's crying, laughing. We're all dying. And putting a compilation video of those together, like,
would be great.
That would be great, and it would be extra content to watch, and it'd be like, hey, you know, this is kind of like a summed up experience of what you're going to get when you come and check out the show. You know, those things like that would be great for the new show and for when you come back. So I plan on doing things like that, and I'll be taking clips of you and the mag and myself, and oh man, because wow, yeah, it was a classic time. These past, how long have we been doing this now?
Oh God, good question. It's got to be. We must be close. Definitely over 2 years.
Something like that. A little bit over 2 years.
Over 2 years for sure. Yeah, it's pretty damn sure. And I've been doing this since I started, at least my channel, or started as a panel member. It's probably 8 years. All that sort of stuff. So there you go. See, a perfect thing right here from Dark Zone. Noof, Mag, and Titan, you guys have had the best chemistry I've seen on any media I've seen. Noof, brother, you will be missed. Gaming After Dark will always be my favorite show on YouTube. Yeah, and like I said, guys, and I'm not running anybody down. I applaud every single podcaster, every content creator. Everybody has as much right to do this as any of us. We all start in the same place. Some people blow up, some people don't. Success happens overnight for some, takes years for others, and sometimes it never comes. But success is not always defined by the money, and that's something you got to get wrong. I've always loved doing this. I'm not leaving this because I don't love doing this, and I want people to understand that. I just feel I got a lot of things I want to take care of my life, and this is a commitment on a Tuesday night and a Sunday morning that I just feel I need to step away from right now. I got other things I want to focus on, you know, and then sometimes it's just I just need to step away from, because when you're in the podcast business, there's a lot of toxicity that comes with it as well. There's a lot of stupidity. There's a lot of things. And I don't know if you guys saw my tweet from just the other day. I'm getting a message, and this had nothing to do with it because my decision was made long before this message. But you're getting a fucking guy who sends you a message in Xbox to tell you to go fucking kill yourself, you piece of shit. And if you can't do it, I'll come and help you, you piece of shit, diabetic fuck. That's kind of stuff that I don't take it seriously. It's probably some twat ass kid. But
I got that too. I think there was, I don't know, someone was doing that to a lot of people because I got that on Xbox Live too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's that crap that comes with the, and that's just one example on a larger scale, and then there's a lot of stuff too behind the scenes, more than people know. And I've had this chat with various people, the whole like people trying to be your friends here, but they're not. They act like your friends, but they're stabbing you in the back at every turn. They're having party chats and fucking talking mad shit about you constantly. That stuff to me, that kind of sucks. I get what it is. I don't take it that seriously either, but it really sucks, especially when you find out it's people that you've always kind of admired, and now you're just like, yeah, okay, that's whatever, But hey, man, it is what it is. The industry's full of good people. It's also full of a lot of pricks. So you're gonna take your good with your bad. But anyway, I'm off topic and ranting on a different path. So.
Well, hold on real quick. I think it's funny that we both gotten advice from Dealer Gaming over the years. And if you need help, Dealer, he'll absolutely help you just because, that's the type of person he is. I remember I came into the scene, 0 subs, 0 videos. I put my first video out. I watched Colt Eastwood's video. I watched, I liked him and I liked Dealer, and that was way before they got big. And I was like, yeah, what the heck? I'll send him a DM. I'll talk to him a little bit. And they were just so cool guys, so welcoming. And one of the things he always told me was, because I've known him since 2016, one of the things, because I've talked about, I probably mentioned it a couple different times, starting my own podcast over, the last few years and whatnot. And he's always said, he's like, wait, don't do it too soon because it'll flop. And like, I feel like this is like the perfect opportunity for me, because I'm not even starting my own new show. I'm just kind of continuing what we already have, right? It's almost like a cheat code. Noof started this whole great community up, and I'm just going to kind of, hopefully all of you guys, or at least most of you guys, come on over with me until Noof comes back one day, right? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be kind of the same show. It's going to be different, right? The one thing that this show lacked was, I think, the time slot. And I'm going Sunday to 5 p.m. So that's more mainstream time. That's Central Time. And the other thing is I'm going to try and up the production value. Now, whether I succeed or fail at that, I think I found a really, really good solution for this. And I think it's going to marriage ease of use as well as the production type of the show. So I can't wait to show you guys what I got coming down the pipeline for this show. But yeah, it's as far as that goes.
Well, I guess the big question is also the timeline. Yes, and I totally that's totally your call to make. But the other side of the coin, I'm sure people are wondering. I'm even curious because you haven't really said much. Is are you going to add a panel member or a couple panel members?
So I'll let you guys know about that now. So I've got 2 panel members right now, and I will be getting a third. And I will throw out the kind of the tweets or whatever, the feelers, and who else is interested in being another panel member. But I've got 2 right now, and those 2 are one of them is Draconius 67. We had him on not too long ago, and the other one's going to be the Wise Old Gamer. So that's going to be my first 2 panel members. And like I said, we will be looking for a third panel member shortly after we start, but I'll send out those Twitter feelers when that time comes to everybody.
Nice. Well, congratulations to us. First I've even heard of it. So there you go. Yeah, news breaking on the show. And Sir X-Man, one of our awesome guests as well, dropping $2 in the chat. I've been on your shows, and I love the chemistry. Yes, well, we love the chemistry that you had with us as well, Sir X-Man, and I hope that Titan Drago will keep you in mind when he's looking for a fantastic guest to have on the show, because you definitely know how to break things down. And like I said, you have that fantastic voice, which is unmistakable. Love it. Good stuff, Sir X-Man. We love you, brother. Take it easy, and glad you'll keep supporting. So, yeah. Not going to be after dark, bro. and the afternoon. Gaming after dinner. That's what's going to be changed. Gaming after dinner. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Titan has my blessing. You know, he can change the name if he wants. It's his show to run. You know, I had someone ask me if it was going to be run on my channel, and that makes no fucking sense. No, my channel will be inactive. You know, but yeah, and I think there's some things in the works for Good Morning Xbox, but that's for a minute. Let's get to Safe House and Cletus before we wrap things up here, and yeah, all that stuff. So, anybody got questions? Now is the time to drop them.
Oh man, what was I gonna ask Safe House about? Oh, Safe House. So Randall Thor finally let out the pic that he shaved and whatnot. Let us know a little bit of the backstory behind that, man. I gotta know, because I know you had something to do with this.
I honestly, man, look, seriously, I saw the old pictures of Randall Thor as a man. Like, you know, honestly, I picture you as a man with $1 million, and you didn't look like a man with $1 million. You look like a homeless dude, okay? So, as I read, you gotta clean up your look, okay? You gotta clean up your look. You gotta look all serious and shit, okay? And then he comes back. He got his beard shaved, his hair cut off, and now he looks like he could be on the Chippendales, okay? Yeah, audition for the Chippendales. Now, I swear to God, I'm gonna be Randall Whore. That's right. Riding the poles. That's why you're gonna be. That's right. You're gonna be Randall Whore, the man who be thrilling and said, yes, a man with $1 million. That's how he gonna be. Yeah, all right. Just kidding with you, Rand. You awesome, brother. Yeah, baby, let's go. All right.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Nukem Safe House Sam had to get all the lights out. Oh man.
Hey, Timothy Dixon's in the house. Now, there's a guy I love seeing in the chat. Timothy, man, love you, bro. You've been here like fucking since day one, man. Appreciate it. Kylo Milo, Craig T Gaming, what's going on? No, Safe House is still here, bro. You're good to go. Yes, cock asses. Yeah, goddamn all cock. Y'all gonna miss this fucking cock ass. That's for sure. I hope that you'll be sending Nukem some love messages once in a while. Say, Nuke, I hope you're still doing good, and that your ball stack is still in the same fucking spot it was before you left. Okay? I'll kick it once in a while for you right there, okay? All right.
All right, get your questions in. This is gonna be Safe House's last freaking.
Cletus is here too.
Yeah, we're doing Cletus as well.
Don't forget, Cletus is here at Safe House. Get him in now. You won't hear him for a while.
I know. What I can never remember who likes. I can never remember who likes Cletus.
Jesse.
That Jesse?
Jesse just loves Cletus. He could listen to a whole show of Cletus. That guy. I don't know if Jesse's still with us. Maybe he had to bounce out because he normally always got a question for Cletus, and then he gets kind of upset some weeks because we miss his question. So you didn't answer my Cletus question.
So let's preemptively do that, Noof. Let's come up with a question for him.
Well, we got one now from Splendiferous for Safe House.
All right, Splendiferous. Safe House, how much gaming will your Peter get when Noof is gone?
I don't know anybody by the name of Peter, but let me tell you, when Noof is out of the way, I'm going to take full advantage. All right, I'm going to take full advantage. I'm going to be playing every time I get a goddamn chance to pick up a controller. I will do so. And honestly, I'm loving it now because Noof, he went out and bought a PlayStation 5. I don't fucking know why, because he don't fucking play it very much. But I goddamn tell you this much. Yeah, you charge them fucking controllers up, you turn that vibration, set it up, and when you're playing Xbox, you sit on a PlayStation 5 controller. And then you have somebody play something like Astrobot. And let me tell you, I will put the ass back in the Trobot. Yeah. Cock asses.
Don't forget to put the ass back in the Trobot.
That's right.
We got one from Chase Jones. Cletus, what will you do during Noof's retirement?
He ain't gonna be around that much. I'm gonna be jacking off all the time. I love jacking off. You know, jacking off is one of the best things fucking anybody's ever invented. Let me tell you.
Quit hogging the mic. That's for Cletus.
God damn, I'll be jacking off, motherfucker. You shut your fucking old cock ass. Cletus will get it, goddamn turn. I'm ready to talk here now, okay? This could be the last time I play the I'm on the mic. Because I don't have my old channel. Nope, and I gotta take my time where I can get it. okay? But jack it off, baby. If you haven't done it, make sure you do it. And do it all the time. Once in the morning, once at night, and do it whenever the fuck you feel the time is right. You know, the best thing I always like about jacking off is that you can be fucking any goddamn person you want in your brains. That's the cool thing, right? That's what I love, okay? But when you're stuck with the same old fucking broad and you had her for 20 or 60, you know, however many fucking years, she still got the same old coochie that you had the first fucking time around. It looks the same as it did yesterday. Sometimes it got more hair, sometimes it got less hair. But either which way, it's the same old cooch. So at least in your brains, I can be fucking Jennifer Lawrence. I can be fucking Jennifer Aniston. Heck, I be fucking a lot of Jennifers. They seem to be all pretty goddamn sexy. You know what? You know, kind of fucking most girls that not very good looking usually end up with the name is Kathy. I don't know why.
Kathy. Oh, I apparently missed one from Assassin Lupa. Assassin Lupa says, Safe House, you got Cletus locked in the cellar for your own amusement?
Well, he fiddly diddly. If I stay in a queer, I can stay the fucking away from that goddamn fucking cock ass. He said, fucking Safe House Sam. That motherfucker, yeah, I ain't getting close to him. He's fucking psychotic, okay? That guy's got some deep issues that you can't solve with a box of tissues, okay? I ain't getting close to him. Nope, not at all. I can't even. He's just fucking weird, man. You know, I don't trust anybody that don't go fucking 6 inches deep in a fucking fleshy ass pig, okay? That's simple as that. If you're not balls deep in your grandpappy's pig farm, you're not rolling with me.
Jesse Darby's got one. He's and he always calls him Clitoris. That's funny. He has.
See what Chase Jones Kathy. That's the one who blows smoke rings out of her coochie.
Oh my.
Shit. Sorry, I don't mean any offense to anybody in the chat who might be named Kathy.
I thought you were giving her a compliment.
No, there you go.
Jesse Darby says, Clitoris, are you going to be spanking your pigs on hiatus?
Well, yes, sure I will, fiddly diddly. I'll be fiddly diddly and all them piggy wigglies. Yes, indeed, and I'll be playing lots of Nintendo. I'm getting all the time into myself. I'm going to enjoy my time away while Noof Nookum is doing whatever the goddamn, I don't know what the fuck he doing. Fucking silly ass motherfucker. I don't know what the hell is Noof Nookum doing. He confuses even me sometimes. And that's pretty goddamn crazy. I mean, here he is with this channel, has been going in the right direction. And all of a sudden, he just up and drops a fucking turd bomb on everybody. Say, hey, I take it off now. Well, good riddance to you, fat fucker. I ain't got no time for you. You're going, you know, I don't care what you do now. Go fuck a Cabbage Patch Kid. I don't give a shit.
Sir X-Men says, Cletus, what would you do with a Ghostbusters proton pack?
Oh, I can have a little bit of fun with that. Yeah. That'd be like the 4th of July around the farmhouse. 10 or 11 o'clock when the sun is down, it's nice and dark. I like to chase the cows at one of them fucking things. That would be fucking fun. I'd be rolling across the fields, fucking shooting laser beams at the fucking cows. That's what you call anal probing, baby.
Spooky Sprocket says, Safe House Sam, Outback Dave would like to serenade you with his didgeridoo.
But I don't even know what the didgeridoo might be, but Outback, what the fuck's your name? Outback Dave. All right, Outback Dave, I think it's time that you and me go bottle and bottle, brother. We might have to set up our own fucking podcast. 2 fucking weirdos in a pod. I don't know, man. Seriously, I'm going to take a small hiatus myself so I can let my smoke turn fucking laryngitis fucking come back. You know, maybe I'll seem to talk smooth and simple in a couple of months or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I just got, man, like, seriously, like people say, man, your voice will make a baby's cry, baby. Let me tell you, cocky is. Come on yourself.
Should end the show right there.
Right there. All right, and I think we will. Yes, well, phenomenal. Again, not final episode, but final for a little while, at least in the format we currently know it as. All right, so just letting people know. Well, let's do the outro, and I will start with obviously the man who brings the common back to sense. Glad to know that he's decided to take up the mantle and keep this thing running. I definitely think he's got some great panel members lined up. Certainly, I don't know Draconius enough, but definitely with the Wise Old Gamer, he's definitely in for a real treat there. Guys, if you don't know him or haven't seen him on the show, he's a lot of fun. He's a great guy. And, glad that he's become a big part of the community. And I'm sure both guys will do a phenomenal job in my absence, so to speak. But anyway, Titan, all up to you, my friend. Let people know what's going on and where they can catch up with you next.
Yeah, I told in the DMs earlier, I said, Mag, I'm just going to be crying all show. He said, don't be a pussy. So, I think I'm going to call the new show Common Sense by Day, Gaming After Dark. So it's kind of like a continuation of it. And like I said, Draconius will be one panel member. Wiseau Gamer will be another panel member. And I'll be looking for a third panel member here shortly. And then we will probably have one guest a week, if that. I want to keep it light on the guests. And like I said, we will have Colt Eastwood on either the first or the second show. Not quite sure which one he'll be able to make it to yet, but it'll be one of those shows. It'll be either on May the 1st or May the 8th. And like I said, next week next week is just going to be kind of like a dead
lull.
week. A little lull till the switch over. Okay. But man, like, where do I start with the show, man? Last outro of Gaming After Dark, eh? Doof, it's been an absolute pleasure, man, podcasting with you over these years, man. God, I can still remember. I still remember when you said you were looking for another panel member on Gaming After Dark, and I was like, well, like, I think I'd just become a teacher at the time, and I was like, the time slot sucks, but I was like, I think I can make it work. And yeah. So I tried my best to, and pretty much every show that I wasn't here, I was in the chat for. So there's that. But it's just like, and I wanted to make every show just because it was so much fun. All the laughs, like genuine good people in the chat that literally just make each other laugh, man. And we got such a good community here. I hope they all come over. I hope they all follow me, man. And just, don't leave me with, Noof's leaving me. Don't leave me with them. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, We'll see him again. This isn't farewell for good. I guarantee our paths will cross again, and who knows what the future will hold for us.
Indeed. Well, I'm sure in a few months, I'll probably pop up at the odd podcast here and there. Like I said, if and when the news is big and stuff like that, and who knows, I might be your guest on a Sunday night on Gaming After Dark at some point down the road. But at least for the first couple of months here, I definitely intend to take a sabbatical, so to speak, and that even means like from the Twitter, from like everything that's associated with gaming, other than just sitting down and playing games. You'll see me online, probably what I'm playing, but I won't even be doing the community game nights. After this Saturday, I'm stepping away from that too. So everything that I've basically been associated with is basically I'm stepping away from. Doesn't mean it's discontinuing. I'm just not being a part of it. Not a personal thing. But to everybody in the chat, but first of all, before I get to the chat, my amazing panel, who obviously everybody turned up tonight, which was huge for me.
That was so much fun, man. Such a good idea.
To see Primal come back, have Mag here, and you was obviously like it was the trifecta. It was complete. It made me smile. My heart was smiling big time when I saw everybody in here, and I know the chat felt the same way. To see the original group, to see us all together back again, the chemistry, even though Mag hasn't been here for how long now, like for a few months, to come back and step in like he wasn't gone, for 5 minutes. And shout out to him. A shout out to the chat, people that are in the chat. Like I said, I'm going to do a thank you video for everyone when this is all done. So just to shorten this up and get out of here. So Thursday night, I will be a guest. I've been asked to be a guest because it is the send-off week. So our good friend, Mr. Mike Mullis, Fastback, HTK, and company have invited me to be on the original Next Level Gaming podcast. So I'll be over there Thursday night, so you can catch me there, guys. Looking forward to seeing some of you in the chat. And then on Sunday morning, I'll wrap up Good Morning Xbox with that incredible panel over there. I can't make next week's Gaming After Dark, which was originally scheduled to be the final episode, but because my sister, who I haven't seen in nearly 10 years, is going to be visiting on that day, obviously kind of be an asshole to be like, yeah, I'm just going to do a podcast. You know what I mean? So family first, man. And that's part of it too, right? It's catching up with family and friends. And that COVID sort of not gone, but at least winding down to some degree. I want to try to get back and catch up for a lot of lost time as well. So that's part of it. But you guys all know the reasons. I don't have to sit here and beat you to death with them. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Everybody that's in this chat tonight, you're special. You're amazing. You're a big part of what makes this show click, not just the panel. You're part of the show. You have been for a while, so thank you for that. This week's Good Morning Xbox, too, by the way, we're going to be giving away a copy of Riders Republic, courtesy of the lady in the chat, my good friend Assassin Lupa. So we're going to give that away on Sunday. Doggy Dog, one of the best out there, man. Chase Jones, Iceman, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. You've been here a long time. Chase has been with me a long time. At one point, Chase, and his brother Blake even talked about doing a podcast. I don't know what happened with that. I think life just went down a different path at some point, and we never did make it. But it would have been pretty cool. I would have liked to hang out with those guys. Dreadpool, another amazing guy in the chat. And a shout out to the guys who probably weren't here tonight, but, amazing people along the way. Guys like Wilmy Hood, ACS Husk. Speaking of, I do have one that I forgot to bring up, so I'm going to share the screen with you guys. He wanted to make this. He couldn't be here with us tonight. He told me to send him a message or send him a link if he was going to be around, but it looks like he wasn't. So we do have one special message coming in. Let me pull it up for you guys for you. And here we go. Let's bring it up. Special message from our good friend. Hopefully I can play it here. What's going on here? It's telling me to download or share. That's fucking weird. Download it first. That's kind of weird. Okay, I don't know.
He just gave your computer a virus. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna leave, motherfucker. You're gone now."
Well, I thought I could just play it and it would come up, but it's anyway. Please refer your account. Okay. Let's see if this works. Can you guys see it on the screen or no?
Not yet.
I just want to say I love you guys.
I hear it.
It was a good one. I'll check it out tomorrow. Peace.
All right, let me try that from the top. Let me just go back to sharing the screen again now that I have it here. Sorry, guys. This stuff's a bit weird at times. Hopefully, I think we got it now. Now let's try it out. Now, can you guys see the screen? Yes. There you go. His big mug. Here we go. Let's do this. The one, the only ACS Husk, who you guys might know from Gaming Beyond the Box on Wednesday nights, and also a good friend of the show. He's been our guest numerous times. Here he is.
I got stuck at work. I just want to say I love you guys. I'm going to miss the show. Hope it was a good one. I'll check it out tomorrow. Peace.
And there you have it. The one, the only ACS Husk, guys. Yes, thank you, ACS Husk. We got another super chat before we close coming in from our good friend Splendiferous, $2.
Noof, what about the giveaway? Wheat talks about early?
Yeah,
Wheat talks about early. I don't know what that is.
We talk about earlier, I'm guessing, but I don't know. Did I miss something? Because let me just see here. Let me go back to my messages because I think he did send me a message. Let me just see here.
Glenn, how much do you have to drink tonight, man?
This one right here. I'll share the screen with you. He sent me this picture, which we saw on social media. Hang on here. I'm sure you guys don't mind sticking around a few minutes while I share this, right? All right, we got this one here. It's from Splendiferous on Twitter. He shared this one to me. Yes. Can you guys see this? You get a free. I saw this on Twitter. Thought it was funny. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Get a free pair with every $10 next gen upgrade of a game I already own. Who am I? And I said, yeah, those would be great. I said, hand them out to the Pegasus Nation, right? For the show. Holy fuck. Wow. That's great.
Surprised they're not charging another $10 for those.
Yeah. Extra $10. That's the pre-order bonus. Extra $10, you get a pair of pony hooves. Oh man. Great stuff, guys. Honestly, God, let's just say the community, man. Awesome stuff right there. That's fantastic. So, all righty. But anyway, let's finish it up. I think we caught up with that splendiferous. That's what you were talking about. All right. Curry Cosmos says, I can hear the nays from here. All righty. But anyway, like I said, so Good Morning Xbox, our original Next Level Gaming this Thursday. I'll be there. Good Morning Xbox Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 7, and that'll be it. That's after Sunday morning. It'll be very, you'll hear next to nothing from Noof Nukem for quite some time. But when I do come back, and I will, I'll hopefully be bigger and better than ever. Well, hopefully not the bigger part. I'd like to hopefully be down about 40 or 50 pounds. But yeah, definitely I'll be back in the future, and maybe I'll end up back on the podcast with the guys. Who the hell knows? I don't even know. We don't know. But we'll get there when the time in. And maybe from time to time, if the news is big, and might pop on and do one of those little impromptu podcasts or whatever. They seem to be quite popular, oddly enough. So there you have it. But that's it for me, guys. Again, thanks to the panel. Thanks to the chat. You guys are amazing. It's been a dynamite show, almost 3 hours long. Let's let Titan get some sleep. Get back to it. And Titan, like I said, brother, if you need anything from me, you know where to find me. Reach out to me. You know how to do this as well as I do, probably better. So I don't have to give you much advice. Just have fun with it, man. That's what we've always done. We just got on here, shot the shit, had fun with it. All that stuff. So it'll be in good hands, and I'm sure the crew that's in the chat will turn up to see what you got to say, and the amazing panel you're going to assemble there as well. So all the best, everybody. Take care. I'll be talking to some of you on Xbox Live. Oh, yes, and I'm doing the community game night this Saturday. One game only, Halo Infinite. So come out and have a game with me, because that'll be the last one that I host for a while. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Community game night, North American edition. Hope to see lots of people there. Halo Infinite, private matches. Going to be a lot of fun. A lot of yelling, a lot of swearing, a lot of laughing. Going to be a good time. Hope to see you there. And, but yeah, Saturday, baby. Let's go. Halo Infinite. And I'll catch all you guys later. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.